yard line, and we'll be looking at third and a short 2 yards. So, Chris, so far, the up-tempo, the Pioneers are a little bit off kilter here with that.
Yeah, they come out to the outside here. They've ran the last couple of plays, come to the outside, and their Jordan Johnson made a couple nice plays, ran a kid out of bounds the second time, come out and made another nice play.
Okay, 3rd and 2. Russell gives the ball off on a jet sweep reverse, and Russell himself gets a little bit of a block, and it's Turner up the sideline, cuts back across the field, and is up to the 33-yard line of the Pioneers. A little trickeration there by the Panthers, and they are deep into Pioneer territory.
Looks like nose tackle Drew Shreve on the stop there. Looks like Jordan Johnson there came up and tried to make a nice play. He kept it back inside, but just couldn't bring the man down.
But it's being brought back for illegal procedure against the Panthers. A nice play just wiped out by a little pre-snap movement. So it takes a 3rd and 2 back to 3rd and 7. Grant Russell looks for his signals from the sideline. And it looks like Coach Cummings isn't in any real hurry here to get the play in.
Malone's in a 4-2 defense. They've allowed a couple big plays here. Not big plays, but a couple first downs here.
And sometimes you have to settle down. Now, we haven't had a chance to recap the season for both of these teams other than giving you the records, but we'll get to that in a second. Okay, Grant Russell in the shotgun. Colson is the back. He picks, nice block by Colson. Russell steps up. He could get the first down. Decision time, Chris, as Russell gets the ball up to the 50-yard line, and it doesn't look like there's any decision to be made. I think the Panthers are going to punt here.
Yeah, it looks like number 10 there for Malone came up, made a nice hit, but brings up about, 4th and about 6?
Yep.
7 maybe, where they spot it.
Well, it's 4th. They need about a yard if this holds. So it would be 4th and 1 from the 50, and the Panthers will punt. And punting for the Panthers is number 41, Logan Needenhart. I do not believe that's Jordan or Logan Needenhart. I think they have a different man in there punting. We'll get that to you here in a second. Panthers line up the punt. There's the kick. And a nice high kick travels down to about the 13-yard line where Pioneers call for a fair catch. And the Pioneer offense will take over there.
So we're going to see a little bit on what the Malone has on the offensive side of the football here.
And as I was saying, Malone on the season is 0-3. They lost a couple close games in the beginning of the season. They lost to Taylor 28-21 on the road. They traveled to Raleigh, North Carolina, where they lost to Shaw University 34-27. And then last week lost to Missouri S&T right here at the Pro Football Hall of Fame Stadium 48-21. Okay, Panthers come out 2-by-2 set in the shotgun. John Iacusi gives the ball off, and not much running there, about a yard gain for the Pioneers.
Looks like he's tackled there by Aaron Smoot Baker for Ohio Dominican.
And number 13, Javon Hilton, has 42 yards on the season. Picks up another to add to his total. And it's going to be 2nd and almost a full 10 yards. We'll call it 9. Little pistol formation. John Iacusi, the quarterback, number 11. Iacusi rolls to his left, and he gets the ball out quick to number 81. Number 81 is Ian Elsis.
He's tackled there by number 44, Jalen Christian. Looks like Ohio Dominican is going to give up a first down here. They're in a 4-2 defense, looks like. Same about as Malone here.
Ian Elsis has 21 receptions for 293 yards on the season. That gives the Pioneers a new set of downs at the 25-yard line, 1st and 10. Iacusi hands the ball off. Looks like it is Javon Hilton again. And Hilton keeps his feet churning, Chris, and gets out to almost the 33-yard line, is the 33-yard line. And it's going to be a nice first down gain where they're going to be facing a 2nd and 2.
Cheyenne Pitaway for Ohio Dominican came up and made a nice little stop. Looks like he's playing cornerback, right side cornerback for Malone, or for Ohio Dominican.
And Malone, he's got a little drive going here, Chris. They were able to pick up a nice gain, and they have had trouble rushing the ball, but not on that particular play. Pistol formation for the Pioneers, 2-by-2 receivers set. Iacusi with a little motion, drops, and he's a little bit overthrows a deep out.
It's a nice play there by Taiwan Gordon Jr. He played him on on his inside hip there and forced him to the sideline. Great coverage by him.
And that ball was intended for Ashton Doolin, the junior wide receiver, 19 catches, 399 yards, and 3 touchdowns this year. And Iacusi gets the call from the sideline. They break the huddle, and they come out in the pistol formation with a tight end and short wing to the left, twins to the right. Iacusi gets the ball and hands it off to, I believe it's Javon Hilton again. No going there, Chris.
Number 99, Tristan Creer, came through hard there. Looked like he shot the gap pretty hard there. He got heels depth in his eyes, found the football, and he was all over the Malone offense.
So that's going to bring up 4th down on the 30-yard line, and the Pioneers are ready to punt here. Punting for Malone, and we will get that here for you in a second, is Marcus Moeller. And Moeller gets a beautiful kick, rockets it, drives Contini back down to the 11-yard line of the Panthers, but a nice return by Contini. He gets the ball back up to the 25-yard line, and that's where the Panthers will take the ball. So they felt each other out that first set, Chris. Each team moved a little bit, but were stopped, and so we'll see how Ohio Dominican does this second time with the ball.
It's a beautiful night here for football here at Canton Football Hall of Fame.
Well, you can't ask for a better night. We are in the beautiful remodeled former Fawcett Stadium, which Tom Benson, the owner of the Saints, was gracious enough to donate the money to renovate this stadium. Okay, Grant Russell gives the ball off to E.J. Colson. Colson keeps on extending to his left, and it just fortunate enough to wedge it out for about 2 yards out to the 27-yard line. Chris, he almost got dropped for a loss there.
Looked like Jalen Tucker there came on the outside there. He didn't let it drag out too far. Brought him down before he could hit the edge there.
Okay, Grant Russell in the shotgun, 2-by-2 formation for the Panthers. Colson to his right. Russell drops. He looks over the middle. He's got David Turner. David Turner's up to 45, 40, 35. He's down to the 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Panthers.
It's one thing there. You can't get beat deep early. Not ever. But coming out and each team has the ball once. They both force each other to punt. Coming back, they allow a big touchdown over the top. You can't get beat if you're Malone.
You know, it was a nice little route. Turner was very patient. So was Russell. Turner worked across the field, got into the middle about where the logo is in the middle of the field. Russell found him, and then he did the rest as he continued across, cut back across the field. And nice catch and run by David Turner. A little muddle huddle. They call it off. Of course, we talked about this last time we saw Dominican. If they don't adjust the right numbers over there, Chris, they're going to snap the ball over. And here is the kick coming, and Jed Quackenbush, the freshman kicker, is perfect on the season. He is now 11 for 11, and that makes the score 7-0 in favor of the Ohio Dominican Panthers with 9:20 to go in the first period. So, Chris, Dominican, they're 1-3, but that's kind of misleading. They won last week, their first win of the season, 51-0 against Lake Erie College. And then in the earlier games, they lost to nationally ranked California University of Pennsylvania, 36-34 on a last-second field goal. They got beat pretty thoroughly by Ashland, a game that we had telecast here on Campus Nation, 47-21. And then when they played Penn, who they stepped up a division to play, They got beat 42-24, but that Penn's no slouch when you're playing an Ivy League school and you're only a Division II.
I agree.
So Dominican has stepped up the competition. I think that may reflect a little bit in this game as it goes on because they've definitely been battle tested at this point.
So we're going to see here how Malone reacts, giving up a touchdown to High Dominican. And see how they bounce back here.
Yep.
They're going to be their second drive of the day.
Yep.
They're going to receive the kick here.
And back deep for the Pioneers. We're going to find that here for a second. And that would be Ashton Doolin, I believe, number 19 for the
he's a 6'2 junior here for Malone.
Scored 3 touchdowns on the season, not as on kickoff returns, but as a wide receiver for the Pioneers. A 4-2-2-2-1 kickoff formation. And there's the kick by Jed Quackenbush, and it drives the ball down to about the 4-yard line. And Doolin's back up to the 30, out to the 32, churns his feet up to the 35-yard line, and the Pioneers have a nice field position to start out this drive, Chris.
Yes, looks like Trey McIntyre there made the stop there, pick up there.
So Malone takes over on offense. John Iacusi, who is the senior quarterback, is 53 completions on the season for 879 yards and 4 touchdowns. So he's had a nice start to the season here. And they're going to come right out in formation, 2 receivers to the left. Looks like it's going to be 2 to the right.
High Dominican, a 4-2 defense.
Iacusi calls for the ball. We got a little motion, a little jet sweep there. And the Pioneers are out to the 40-yard line. Ashton Doolin with about a 5-yard gain. So we're looking at 2nd and 5 from the 40-yard line.
That's a pretty good play by safety Gus Demmerling there. He came up and he played it nicely there.
And on those kind of jet sweeps, your safeties have to play that, Chris, because if they don't, it's going to be a long night. We got a 2-by-2 formation. We got a short slot to the left. Motion right. Doolin again. They fake it. No, they give it to Doolin. And Doolin is up to about the 49-yard line. Matter of fact, I think that might be that is number 17 for the Pioneers.
Cheyenne Peatway there on the tackle again. That's his second tackle. He's a right side cornerback for High Dominican University. Looks like they're going at him. They've ran a couple plays at him. He's made a couple nice plays after 4 or 5 yard gains.
Yeah, he's a freshman, and when you see freshmen, they get picked on until they can prove that they belong out there. Doolin to the left, 3 receivers to the right. Iacusi drops it off to number 22. And that is Xavier Garland. And Xavier Garland, he would have had a little room to run if he had caught that.
And they're going at the 29 at Sean Petaway. They're coming right at him every time.
Yeah, Petaway, again, I don't remember seeing him in the last game at that corner, so I believe that he might be a recently named starter. And so in this situation, they're giving the young freshman a lot of work right here to see if he's the guy they can pick on.
Maybe he heard the footsteps of Petaway there dropping the ball there.
He might have. So we take a look at this here as a 2nd and 10 situation. We're in a pistol, motion behind that, and there's Garland again. Xavier Garland, the redshirt freshman, picks up about 1 yard. So it's going to be 3rd and 9 from the Panthers' 48-yard line.
It's like Brian Hunter had him in the backfield there and let him go there.
He did.
Linebacker comes up and cleans it up, makes it. But he slowed him down a little bit. That was a nice play, but he needs to get back on course and pursue. He needs to change his pursuit angle a little bit, you can tell.
And break them down. Yep, I agree. We've got 2 receivers to the right. We've got a fullback to the right of the formation. Iacusi gets the ball out to number 81, which is Ian Alassis, but I don't think he came down with his feet in bounds. And so that's going to be 4th down, and Pioneers are going to be punting here. Punting for the Pioneers is number 31, Marcus Moeller. Moeller is a redshirt junior who's averaging 39.9 yards a kick, and his last kick was easily a 60-yard kick, Chris, so he's got a good leg.
Yes, that was a nice play by Cameron Moore, covering man on the outside there last play.
And a nice little pooch kick. Contini catches it for the Panthers about the 11-yard line, and that's where Grant Russell will get the Ohio Dominican Panthers going again. So as we have 7:13 to go in the first period, 7-0 Ohio Dominican, and I would say this, Chris, Malone can't afford to get into a scoring battle with Dominican because of the weapons they have with Contini and Turner at wide receiver. Russell is a Harlan Hill finalist from last year. So you know you've got a lot of proven commodities on offense there. Russell empties the backfield. You've got 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. He's getting ready. Calls for the ball. He drops. A quick out to Cedric Washington, number 9, for the Panthers, and that is ball falls incomplete. So we'll have 2nd and 10 from the 11-yard line of the Panthers.
It was a nice play there by Dane Coleman, a freshman. He's 6'2", 210. He really broke up the ball there.
You gotta like having 6'2" corners.
Oh, yeah. It's a big monster kid.
Yeah. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Russell, play action. It's a zone read, and Russell slides down at about the 17-yard line. So a nice little pickup there of 5-6 yards, Chris. It's going to make it a very manageable 3rd down situation there.
Dane Coleman again there, ran him out of bounds.
3rd and looks like about 3rd and 5. So it'll be 3rd and 5 from the 16-yard line of the Panthers. Russell, 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Colson lines up to the right. Russell drops. He looks. And again, same kind of route that Turner scored on before, just a little short crossing route, but a little bit short of a 1st down. And it was David Turner who caught the ball for a short game. And so they'll be forced with a 4th and 1 from the 20-yard line. Can't imagine they're going to go for it there, Chris.
Yeah, Dane Coleman, again, for the 3rd play in a row, Dane Coleman was involved in that play and makes a nice stop there. So what a great athlete he is.
Coleman's been pretty active here for the
he's a freshman, too.
For the Pioneers. And, of course, at the end of the game, we'll be naming player of the game for both Dominican and Malone. And there's the kick by Logan Needenhart, number 41. And the ball is downed at the 44-yard line.
Not real much of a return there for Jordan Johnson. He's a senior out of Malone. He's about 190.
Okay, the Malone offense takes the field. Down 7-0 with 5:46 to go in the first period. And, Chris, Malone is going to have to, decide, I think, whether they're going to beat Dominican in the air or are they going to beat them on the ground. They've had a couple nice runs. That hasn't been their strength through the season, though. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Iacusi in the shotgun with, we will let you know, it's Javon Hilton. And Javon Hilton churns his feet up to about the 47-yard line. Short pickup of 3, so we'll be looking at a 2nd and 7. And the Pioneers, you can see, Chris, I think they want to run the football. And I think any team that's going to go anywhere deep into their league as far as a contender, you have to be able to run the ball a little bit.
Oh, yeah, I agree with you 100%.
So,
quarterback here, Iacusi, he's a pretty good athlete, I'd say.
Yeah, he's a senior. Again, 53 and 94 in the season. And Hilton lines up to his left. They're 2-by-2 receiver formation, and they give it to Hilton, and Hilton is stopped in his tracks by number 2.
Ross Thompson there.
That was a nice hit, Chris. Ross Thompson stepped up in that hole, and he said, no, you're not going anywhere else. So
he's a good will linebacker. He read that nicely. It was a great play by him.
Yeah, he came across the field. I mean, he was on the other side of the formation and came across to make the play. We've got 3rd and 7, and the Pioneers are looking to create some type of offensive push here. Pistol formation, 2 receivers to the right, fullback to the right, And Iacusi steps up, and he is under pressure. Number 54 and number 93 for Ohio Dominican came pouring in on Iacusi, and he's dropped back at the 40-yard line of the Pioneers.
Brian Hunter, he's came off a couple times. That's our second time tonight hearing about Brian Hunter there coming off the edge. He plays a nice defensive end here for Ohio Dominican.
Number 31, Marcus Moeller, 39.4 yards per kick average. He gets the punt off.
Beautiful punt.
About a 45-yard kick, drives Contini back to the 13-yard line, and he gets the ball back up to about the 22, where, again, Ohio Dominican will start. Nobody's – well, I would say the Pioneers have had the share of better field position to start with than Dominican has, Chris.
Yes, I agree with you. I think if you're Ohio Dominican right now, you want to drive down, you want to make score a big play right here, get on a big play, come up 14-0, kind of take that air completely out of Malone here, I'd say.
I would agree. And I think you want to run some – if you can get some run game going here, that would be nice. And a little run play by the Panthers. And let's see, they're up to about the 25-yard line. And that is number 20. And we will have to get a name, or we'll have to get a name on that running back for Dominican. Okay, Dominican lines up 2-by-2 formation, back off to the left, and he gives it to number 20 again, who goes nowhere this time. He gets it back to the line of scrimmage, pickup of one, out to the 26-yard line, and we're looking at 3rd and 7.
That was a big play there by Ryan Weber. There, he's the senior. This year, he came nicely, read that all the way. It looks like their defensive end got sucked down now.
Fred Pitts is the running back for the Panthers now. Pitts flares to the left, and nice little stop route.
Here.
Cedric Washington on a little comeback, catching the ball at the 38-yard line. It may have been defensive holding. That's what I saw the preliminary signal. And I would imagine the Panthers are going to decline this penalty and take it 1st and 10 at the 38. Okay, so the freshman running back, Fred Pitts, has been in the predominant part of this series, Chris. So
looks like they're going to call that a defensive holding, and they're going to go ahead, like you said, and they'll decline it here.
Yep.
It's going to be 1st and 10 here.
Take the first down. Okay, Dominican comes out. 2 receivers to the left. Tight end and flanker to the right, and the back set off to the left, and a run, nice little run by, again, Fred Pitts, and Pitts is out to the 43-yard line to pick up a 5.
Brought down there by Ryan Weber, inside linebacker for Malone.
And, that was a pretty good play there by Pitts, the freshman running back from Huber Heights, Wayne. So one of our local guys down there. And Pitts again. And Pitts runs those feet hard, gets the ball out.
By a host of Malone.
A host of Pioneers. Brought their muskets on that one. Yeah. And the ball's out to the 45-yard line. And we're looking at about 3rd and 3. And this is what I was talking about, Chris. Will Dominican just try to grind it a little bit, get some time off the clock, go up 14-0, and then Malone's got some trouble. Flanker to the right, Cedric Washington motions back in, and a little play action fake, and they flare it out to Cedric Washington. Washington looks like he may have the first down. The officials signaling to move the chains. And so 1st down, and we've got an injury to a Pioneer out there.
Bill, I was looking, Jake Garrison, Clarksville, Clinton, Massey, he's playing right tackle, starting right tackle. Yeah. It's nice to see, this far away, see a local kid like Jake Garrison coming here starting right guard for Ohio Dominican as a redshirt freshman. Yeah,
and Garrison was a beast in high school, as we had a chance to see him when he played for Clinton Massey down there in Clinton County. So, some local flavor. Chris, do we have that roster? We could take a look here and see. We've got Xander Haley, number 9 for Ohio Dominican. He's from Lebanon, Ohio. We've got number 19, Julian Linkhart from Beaver Creek. Oh, do you? Okay. So Rick Phillips knows the mom there. Caleb Holt, number 55, senior linebacker from Chillicothe. Jake Garrison, number 65, a redshirt freshman from Clinton Massey. And we'll get back to action here. Grant Russell talking to the offensive line, telling them to pick up the hot rush.
Malone was showing blitz there.
And
back off of it.
Russell, play action fake. And he's looking for Contini and just overthrows Contini. Contini was right down the sideline on a fade pattern. A little play action, Chris. And
Delane Washington there, he just got beat.
Yeah, and
if he throws it on strike there, he's burnt.
Yeah, Contini had him wide open on that. And, you know, they've been running Pitts. We've seen Pitts run the ball 3 or 4 times. Yeah. And this time they play action and go up top with it.
Washington here's a freshman. You know, we've watched him pick on a few freshmen here. I think that's the thing. Until you prove yourself, they're going to tackle weakness.
Yep.
Freshman kid.
Okay, so 3 receivers to the right, tight end to the left. Russell in the shotgun and gives it to Pitts again. Pitts steps up, wedges the ball up to about the 47-yard line of the Pioneers.
Dane Coleman on a stop again for Malone Pioneers. He's been all over the field. He's got 4 or 5 tackles right now, and they probably ran 11 plays.
And there. Dane Coleman could, he might be in there for our player of the game as this game moves on. Of course, it's still early in the first quarter. 37 seconds to go. 7-0 Ohio Dominican. Dominican is faced with a third and about 6 yards. And Russell in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the right. And a quick slant to Cedric Washington. Washington has the ball up to about the 34-yard line of the Malone Pioneers, and it'll be another first down for the Panthers.
Attacking, it's a freshman again here. Delane Washington. That's the second time they went his way. He got burnt. Now he gets burnt over top here.
Okay. We've got a 2-by-2 formation. Back set to the left to Russell. Russell, play action on the zone read pass. And he gets the ball out, and I think that's David Turner again. Turner, nice little 10-yard play on a play action where, you know, it was one of those zone reads, and Russell saw that they had nobody out there on Turner, popped the ball out there, and Turner picks up 10.
There you go again. We're talking number 24,
Station.
Delane Washington beat again there. They attacking him all night long.
Yep.
The final resting place, Haunted Junkyard, is located at 988 Polk Road in Sabina, Ohio. Their hours of operation are 8 p.m. till midnight every Friday and Saturday from now until October 28th. Prepare for torment from freaks of nature like Pig Boy, Patient 5150, Dr. Nightmare, and Buffalo. New in 2017 is a second attraction, Lights Out. For more information, you can contact the final resting place at 937-728-6190, thefinalrestingplace.com, or their Facebook page.
In that first game, so we know some of the kids, you know.
Back here on campusnation.com at the Hall of Fame, Canton, Ohio.
We're starting the second period, Chris. Fresh 15, 7-0 Ohio Dominican. Dominican is marching. They've penetrated down to about the appears to be the 23-yard line of Malone. Russell with 3 receivers to the right. We've got motion left. Russell rolls to his right. He looks. He's looking for a throwback. And that was targeted for the tight end, Wyatt McLeod. And, boy, you know, if he had got...
catch that ball, Jordan Johnson may run him out of bounds there.
Yeah, for sure. Because nice patience on Russell's part. He's not getting a lot of pressure, Chris.
No, he's not. Malone needs to put some pressure on this quarterback.
Three receivers to the right. A little fake option where Russell keeps it and gets the ball up to about the 6-yard line. So they are in the red zone. And Malone's got to find an answer for this drive. The offense has been kind of stalled, so this is going to be difficult for the Pioneers to get down 14-0 here.
We'll see what they're like in the red zone here.
Okay. 2 receivers to the right. Gives the ball. Oh, play action fake. Contini on the
Johnson.
Slant. Touchdown for the Panthers, and they go up 13-0.
That's the second play in a row. They went towards Jordan Johnson, and I guess, you know, you pick your weaknesses. And They've been attacking the backside there on Dwayne Washington. Then they go back and they hit against him. So
beautiful fake by Russell. He sucked the defense in, and then Cantini got to the back line of the end zone and ran across and was able to score the touchdown. We got the muddle huddle here. Yeah, and they're looking it over. They're going to go for it. And number 10, who would be the holder, we'll get a number on the, number 10 here in a second.
Dane Coleman there again.
Number 10 is
makes a play.
Wide receiver Justin Davis, a sophomore, lined up as the holder, and they snapped the ball to him. And we would call that, in our day when we used to run that, we would call that -1, where the wide receiver and the center were to the right, and then the holder got the snap, and he rolled out and tried to complete it.
What do you think about the muddle huddle? Do you like that so much, as if just lining up?
We ran muddle huddle. We've always run muddle huddle. I think what you do is you make them think on the extra point instead of coming out and lining up to kick it by putting the pressure on the defense. If they don't count, they don't get the right numbers. And you let the kids call. The kids come up, they count it up. If they have them outnumbered, they call for the ball, and you snap it over to them. If they don't put enough, and what people don't realize is the center is the last man on the line of scrimmage. He is an eligible receiver.
Yeah.
And sometimes what happens is they forget that the center can catch the ball. As long as he has an eligible number, he's all right. So, yeah, there's a lot of options. I like it. I know Urban does it every now and then as a change of pace. So, I think it makes it fun for the kids, Chris, and we talked about that on the way down. It's all about fun, and if kids are having fun, they play a little bit harder on that. Okay, here's the kickoff.
Cooper Johnson's kick deep.
And he drives the ball down to Ashton Doolin, who takes the ball at the 2-yard line, returns it up to about the 15-yard line.
That was a nice play there by number 17 for Ohio Dominican.
Yeah.
Let's see who he is. That was a great special teams play. How big is special teams here? And not only in the high school, not only in college, professional, all three. How big is special teams?
It's huge. It's huge. It's 1/3 of the game. People don't realize that. And I think that teams that ignore it, which I don't think you see that anymore, but if you ignore it, it's going to come back and bite you. So Malone's offense starts with the ball. John Iacusi in the pistol, motion right, and we got another jet sweep, and I believe that might be no, it is not. It's number 17 again, and that is we will get the number there for number 17 for the Malone Pioneers, and that is Dakota Hobbs. And Dakota Hobbs wedges the ball out there to about the 23-yard line, pickup of 7. Pistol formation again, 2 receivers to the left. And they give the ball to, wow, nice little run there. And we'll see who that is for the Pioneers. Ball's out to the 33-yard line. And I believe that is
Petaway, Sharon Petaway, 29 for Ohio Dominican. Nice play by him. That's another tackle for him. It's not good so much per se when your cornerbacks and your safeties are making tackles.
Yeah.
I mean, we wanted upside linebackers, inside tackles,
right.
DNs to be making the plays. Not so much you're getting beat.
Your corners and safeties, that's not a good sign.
Yes, I feel.
2x2, and it looks like it's given to, again, I think it's Ashton Doolin. And Doolin, they've found something on the perimeter of the Dominican defense that they're attacking here, and they are at 2nd and 1. So now, Chris, in this situation, this is where an offense has some ability to change some things up, do something. It's like just pick whatever play you want because you need 1 yard, and you can go deep here.
I would say I go deep here.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're, Malone Pioneers, you're going deep here.
Yeah,
picking up 1 yard, it's, kind of a given, but I'm going deep.
Yeah, and you need to get something going here. Okay, backs to the right and left of Iacusi. He gets the ball out to Ashton Doolin, and Doolin picks up the first down at about the 48-yard line of the Pioneers.
There they go back to attacking Sean Petaway, number 25, the freshman there for Ohio Dominican University. They've been doing that both sides of the football. Washington on Malone. Ohio Dominican, they've been Petaway tagging him.
Okay. 2 receivers to the left. Pistol formation for Iacusi. Calls for the ball. Rolls to his left. and gets the ball. Wide open receiver over there, and I think it's Ian Elsis. I'm not sure, but I believe it is. Yes, it is. Ian Elsis, number 81.
Christian, number 44, runs him out of bounds there. He's a linebacker. Linebacker out there playing about 10 yards deep there.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
I don't know if he was in a hook to curl, if he was in a cover 3, cover 5, I don't know, man-to-man maybe, 1. Behind Dominican and 4-2 again.
Okay, so we've got backs to the right and left of Ikusi. Motion left by Hobbs. And it's a little fake to Hobbs and Iacusi. I don't know that Iacusi really wanted to keep the ball on that one. Yeah, picked up 2, and it's going to be 2nd and 8. I think that was a busted play. That did not look like the quarterback was supposed to get that ball at all because, and you can tell when the quarterback's standing there, guys, and he has the ball and he's looking around like, oh, something didn't go right here. So, yeah.
And then when you come back, you got all these Ohio Dominican University. Hey, you have all your Panthers defense just sitting in your lap.
It's like
what
a
do you do?
Team portrait of the defensive line. Okay, pistol formation, 2-by-2 receivers for the Pioneers. Iacusi calls for the ball. He drops. We got a little wheel route going to Hobbs. And Hobbs, and Hobbs almost pulls it down at the 12-yard line. Nice little wheel route. So what we had is the outside receiver ran a curl, and Hobbs ran a chair route up the sideline and nearly pulled that ball in.
And safety just leaks over the top, and he jumped the route way too early.
He sure did because
he got
thought,
behind him there.
And he played the curl, and that's the concept of that play is if the safety comes up and plays the curl, there's nobody to play the wheel route on that, and Malone missed a prime opportunity to put some points on the board there. Okay, we're looking at 3rd and 7 from the 38-yard line. Iacusi rolls to his right this time. He looks, and
Picked
throws in
there.
coverage. Number 8, I think that's Demerling, if I'm not mistaken.
Number 8 there, Gus Demerling, like you said, there.
Yep.
What? Hey, jumping the route, he jumped that one right on time.
And I think the thing is Iacusi stared that down a little bit, and the secondary saw it, and then I just had seen a similar play on the other side of the field. So that did not fool the Panthers. No. And the Panthers have the ball again, and with 10:36 to go in the second period, it is 13-0 Ohio Dominican.
Malone's defense back on the field. Got Jordan Johnson, 4 tackles. Roy Johnson, 4 tackles for him.
Looks like they're getting a little press there, and gives the ball off to number 20, and that's Fred Pitts again for the Ohio Dominican Panthers. And Pitts gets a short gain of 1 yard out to about the 24-yard line. So they line up quick. Looks like there'll be 2 receivers to each side. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Grant Russell. Doesn't that sound like a quarterback name, Grant Russell?
Yeah, it's great.
I mean, just one of those names that fits the position. Pitts wheels out of the sideline. Russell looks, and I think he finds the tight end, Wyatt McLeod.
Josh Carroll come up and made a nice play there.
Wyatt McLeod on the catch, and he's out to about the 31-yard line for the Panthers, and we'll be looking at a 3rd and 2 yards. So it's, a very makeable situation. And this is where the Pioneers have to get a stop here deep in Panther territory to force them to turn the ball over so that they don't lose field position here. Okay, McLeod moves over to the right. Give to E.J. Colson. And Colson, nice little run, and gets the ball out to about the 47-yard line.
Before he's ran out of bounds there by Ryan Weber, senior, 5'11", 210.
So after seeing a steady diet of Fred Pitts, E.J. Colson, the redshirt sophomore, comes in and is able to pick up about 12 yards. So 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line. 2-by-2 formation receivers. Russell in the shotgun, gives it out to Colson again. Colson steps and moves up. Nice little read there. Not much, but he was patient, Chris. Found the hole, put his head down, got north and south on it.
Looks like he's brought down there by number 10, Josh Carroll.
Pick up a 5. They've entered Pioneer territory at the 48-yard line.
Malone's just not getting downhill.
No, not at all. And that was that little option pitch fake, and Russell gets the ball up to the 45-yard line of Malone, where they'll be facing a 3rd and short. Again, you could open your playbook up here, Chris. There's a lot of things you could do with 3rd and 2.
And I think it's a 4-down territory. If it's college football here, you're on 45.
Urban Meyer
46.
would consider this 4-down territory.
Urban Meyer would, yeah.
So
You're right.
I would agree with you that this is what we're looking at here. 2-by-2 formation receivers. Russell's pointing out the blitz. Colson off to the left. Russell, short drop. Gives it out to Contini, and Contini gets the first down as he gets up to the 40-yard line of the Pioneers. Nice little quick pass by Grant Russell, and another first down for the Panthers. And they really cannot afford to get this this score out to 20-0 here, Chris.
Yes.
Trips to the right, play action fake to Colson. Then he throws the ball back to Colson, who picks up about, looks like 6 yards, and we're going to be looking at a second and 4.
Josh Quarrell, their senior, pick up there.
You know, a lot of times, Chris, you see on play action where if the quarterback fakes to the back and then they end up throwing it to him, he gets lost in the shuffle a lot of times and becomes the open receiver. Colson to the left, and Colson again with the ball, and Dominican is just able to wedge the ball up. Looks like up to the 32-yard line, and we're going to be looking at 3rd and 2 again, Chris.
That was a good. That was a nice play by all the Pioneers defense there. They come up, they swarm the ball really nicely. Maybe a pickup of 1. Linebackers come downhill finally this time. They're not setting on their heels. They've been setting on their heels for the past probably 3 or 4 run plays. So much. They need to start coming downhill and really fill these gaps.
Very true. Okay, fullback to the right. Colson's to the right of Russell. Gives the ball to Colson, but not this time.
Just called it again.
Yes, indeed. And we're going to get our number 8 there for the Pioneers steps up and drops Colson for about a yard loss. It's going to be 4th and 3 from the 33-yard line of the Pioneers. Nice play.
We just was talking about that, wasn't we?
Yeah, we were.
The linebackers need to come downhill, and we got to say, hey, he comes on a blitz and just makes a big play.
It makes a huge play. We got a little press down here on Contini. Russell gets the ball. He looks, a slant route, and threw it behind number 84. That is Devonair Conliff, freshman wide receiver from Willoughby, Ohio, and just threw it behind him. The timing was off on that route.
We just talked about that on the way up here. You said we was talking about the quarterback for High Dominican University, and you said he tends to throw behind every now and then.
On the inside routes, the timing is just not there. But,
what do you think as a coach? What do you think he needs to work on to get that out in front?
I think he needs to throw to the spot instead of throwing to the receiver, and I think he's waiting for the receiver to get open on that. Okay, we're back to live action here, and number 13, Javon Hilton, gets a nice 5-yard run for the Pioneers. Pioneers took the ball over to the 38-yard line.
John Robinson almost stop.
So a nice little offensive surge there. 3 receivers to the short side of the field for Malone, and a little quick pitch behind the trips. And that does not pick up much as he's swarmed under by number 3. I think Trey McIntyre, I believe that might be for the Panthers. Just nothing for Javon Hilton. It just claps real quick, Chris.
Looked like Ryan Sayers there, number 50, come up and made the initial contact and held up. And like you said, he comes up behind and cleans it up a little bit.
Right.
Number 3 here. Trey McIntyre.
So we're looking at 3rd and looks like a long 5. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Pistol formation for the Pioneers. There's the snap. Ikusi drops. He's under pressure, and he's dragged down about the 36-yard line. 2-yard loss, and Pioneers will be punting again.
Tristan Kiersman got him a big sack there.
Yep.
That was a nice play by him. He came up, and he played nicely back to the ball.
I don't know about now that if I'm Tristan Karras now.
Karras.
And the reason I know that name is Mount Union's coach, Larry Karras. I was looking to see if he might possibly be a relation there. And Marcus Moeller drives the ball back. Contini drops it at the 10-yard line, tries to get it up. He's up to the 15, up to the 20, 25, back out to the 30. Nice little nifty run by Corey Contini. And so Dominican is back operating at about the 35-yard line. And with 4:03 to go in the second period, we're going to take a break here for a second.
There's no one like you. Your hopes, dreams, talents, and experiences, even what you value in a bank, are unique to you. That's why, instead of telling you what we can do, we'd rather listen to what you need. Because at Security National Bank, your story is the one that matters. There's no one like you. There's no bank like us. Could there be a better reason to meet? Security National Bank. Be delighted with your bank.
Security National Bank is a division of the Park National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Contact information at securitynationalbank.com.
Okay, we're back to live action on first down. Grant Russell completed a 9-yard pass to Corey Contini, and so the Panthers are looking at 2nd and 1. They've got 2 receivers to the right, fullback with the back off to the left, and they give it to E.J. Colson, and Colson slams the ball up to the 45-yard line, a first down for the Panthers. And Chris, Dominican's got some big linemen there. Leading the way was Jake Garrison and Robert Vargo, and they were able to get the ball out to the 45-yard line, and they're starting to wear down the Pioneer line a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like they're pushing their defensive line into the linebackers' laps, not creating any running or any straight lanes for the linebackers for Malone Pioneers.
Okay, 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Looks like Colson is still the back, set off to the right of Russell. Play action fake. Russell looks, he goes to the fade, and he just misses Cedric Washington.
What protection that the Panthers are allowing.
Yeah.
They set back. They had a beautiful wall set back for the quarterback here, dropping back. He had all day to throw the football.
And I think the thing that we saw with Russell, he's getting a lot more time because the Panthers have been able to run the football a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's confusing the Panthers right now. So we've got an empty formation, 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left, Russell in the shotgun. Turner comes to the backfield to the left of Russell, and Turner is dropped for a 6-yard loss.
So that blitz on that outside there, he come up real strong. I don't think anybody even put a hand on him.
And I think that's a scouting report play, Chris. I think that they must have seen that in films and said, hey, if Turner comes into the backfield, look for the sweep on that.
I agree.
So we've got 3rd and 16, 3 receivers to the left. Colson is to the right of Russell, 1 receiver to the right. Russell calls for the ball, drops. He's getting a little bit of trouble, gets it out to Colson in the flats, and Colson's able to pick up about 1 yard, Chris, and it's going to be punting time for the Panthers.
I'll tell you, Bill, outside here, Chad Beta out here, he's one-on-one coverage. An open field tackle's huge.
Yes,
it's hard. It's a hard tackle.
Yeah.
And he broke down, made a nice play on that kid.
He did. And Colson's been, he's been getting some good runs. So if he slips 1 tackle there, he might be going a long ways.
Yeah. The open field tackles are huge. And as a coach,
absolutely.
Any tackle's huge, but an open field tackle's a hard tackle.
Yes, it is. So here we go. We've got a little break in the action with 1:51 to go in the second quarter. We're near halftime here, so the Pioneers would love to get the ball back and get the ball down the field and get at least 3 points on this to give them a little momentum going into the second half.
The Wilmington Haunted Hollow Ride brings the Clinton County Fields alive. Every Friday and Saturday night now through October 28th, experience the fire-breathing sounds. Come aboard the sawed-off school buses for a haunted ride you'll never forget. Terror in the Court, Slaughter Hotel, and the all-new Evil Asylum will chill you to the bone. Wilmington Haunted Hollow Ride, 1261 West Dalton. For more information and directions, go to WilmingtonHauntedHollowRide.com.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. And number 30 punts for the Panthers, and we will get a name on that young man.
Nice punt there.
And the Panthers down at about the 15-yard line of the Pioneers, so the Pioneers will take the ball. Appears, they're going to mark it at the 14-yard line, so they've got about a 86-yard drive ahead of them if they want to get some points on the board before the end of the second quarter.
Talk about a little bit about the High Dominican University coach here for us. Let us know.
Kerry Cummings is in his second year as the head coach at Ohio Dominican. Finished 7-4 last year. He joined the program after being defensive coordinator for several years, and he helped the Panthers make postseason trips in 2013 and 2014. Back to live action, Kusi on a little screenplay, and I think that's Javon Hilton, and looked like it was going to go a lot farther, Chris, but they were able to pick up about 7 yards on it.
Jalen Christian there on the tackle for Ohio Dominican. Linebackers making a lot of tackles today.
Yes, they are. And Cameron Cole, Ikusi pitches it out to Ian Elsis.
Man, tacking on Washington again.
Yes, they are.
Freshman coming back at him again.
Oh, jeez. Okay, so we're back to football action here, and the Pioneers have the ball at the 27-yard line.
The new renovation of the stadium, it's beautiful here at Football Hall of Fame, Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. It's wonderful.
If you haven't been here, you need to see this. This is a fantastic facility. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Ikusi throws the ball out, and it looks like it's Elsis again.
Good catch.
No, it's Doolin, or Ashton Doolin. I'm sorry, and he pulls the ball in. It was a great catch, Chris.
In college football, you have to have only 1 foot down.
Right.
I think he drags both there.
Yeah, I think he was getting ready for the NFL on that one.
It was a great catch.
It was a great catch.
Great ball, too.
Yes, 2nd and 5. Ikusi gets the ball out to Doolin. And so, they got a little something going here. 3 receivers to the wide side of the field, 1 to the right. If you're listening on the radio, we're moving left to right. And Ikusi a screen again to Hilton, and Hilton gets the ball up to the 35-yard line, maybe the 36, just short of a first down. And it's going to bring up 3rd and 1. This is a must situation for the Pioneers, Chris. They need to pick up this first down. And it looks like it's going to be a timeout.
By High Dominican University.
So they were maybe getting a little worried. They want to shut this down, or they're trying to preserve some time so they have a chance to get the ball back and maybe get some points.
If you're tuning in here on Campus Nation,
WZAA
106.9, we have 57 seconds to go in the second quarter here, 13-0.
Canton, Ohio. We are on the campus of the Pro Football Hall of Fame and the former Fawcett Stadium where, yes, Jim Thorpe played in this stadium 97 years ago.
That's amazing. And, it's a wonderful field. It's a wonderful place to be. A great atmosphere. This is my first trip here.
Yeah.
And I'm anxious to check it out.
I have not been in here since it's been renovated. I saw it when we came up for the OAC meetings, but this was not open yet. What a nice facility here. We've got a pistol formation for the Pioneers, 3 receivers to the left, and, a little fake, and I believe they got enough for a first down. They faked the screen, and then they gave it to the back, Hilton, and Hilton was able to pick up the first down.
Jalen Christian just got there a little too late.
Ikusi in the pistol again. He drops. We got a little wheel route here. He looks to the middle, and he was looking for Ian Elsis.
That was a nice play by Jalen Christian coming over the top, inside linebacker picking up in his zone.
And I don't think Elsis really won that battle there. I mean, it just looked like it wasn't really open, but I guess he had no other option or no safe option. If he'd have thrown it up the sideline in the double coverage, he would have been obviously making a poor decision there.
I think if I'm Malone right now, the Pioneers, I think I'm going to keep the ball on the ground. Go ahead and run this out.
And not take the chance of giving Dominican the ball.
Yes, I agree.
2-by-2 formation, pistol, Ikusi, and slant route to number 17. I think that's Dakota Hobbs.
They're getting back on the ball quick here, Bill.
Well,
no, they got a timeout here.
Timeout for the Pioneers. Both teams have 2 timeouts here. So we're going to be looking at 3rd and about 2.
106.9 WZAA-LP, Jeffersonville.
The final resting place, Haunted Junkyard, is located at 988 Polk Road in Sabina, Ohio. Their hours of operation are 8 p.m. till midnight every Friday and Saturday from now until October 28th. Prepare for torment from freaks of nature like Pig Boy, Patient 5150, Dr. Nightmare, and Buffalo. New in 2017 is a second attraction, Lights Out. For more information, you can contact the final resting place at 937-728-6190, thefinalrestingplace.com, or their Facebook page.
Welcome back.
Okay, so the Pioneer offense. I got to get myself reconnoitered here. Okay, we got 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right for Malone, who is 3rd and 2. It's Hobbs on the jet sweep, and he gets to the corner, and he's up to the 47-yard line of the Panthers. That's a first down that's going to stop the clock with 30 seconds to go in the second quarter. And Malone is right back on the ball. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Ikusi in the pistol. There's the snap. He drops. A wheel route again. And he hits the crossing route. And Ashton Doolin's able to get outside, out of bounds at the 40-yard line of the Panthers. And with 17 seconds to go, they've got a shot here, Chris.
If you are Malone Pioneers, I think I'm trying to get in field goal range. I don't know what their kicking game, what it looks like, but I'm pretty sure they're pretty decent this year.
I believe the kicking right. What I've got is Marcus Moeller is 0 for 2 on the year in field goals. Okay, 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Pistol formation for John Ikusi.
17 seconds in a second.
Iacusi drops. He looks. It breaks down, but he gets the ball off. He's got a man open at the 10-5 out at the 5-yard line. And nice little smash route there.
Now I think they get out of bounds. They have 9 seconds in the second quarter. I think now you could throw a shot at the end zone.
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. You might have 2 shots, maybe go for a field goal next, though.
And you can't take – here's the thing. They can't throw it under because they have no way – well, they have 1 timeout. So you don't want to waste your timeout by throwing the ball underneath for a short gain. So I agree with you. You have to go to the end zone on it.
No, this might kick Ohio Dominican in the butt for calling a timeout down here on the 30-yard line.
For sure. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Pistol formation. Iacusi, quarterback, drops, looks, goes.
What a play by Washington there. The freshman, they attack him again, but he makes a nice play. He denies him all the way. He uses his left hand coming across his body. What a great play by Washington.
He responds, and with 6 seconds to go, I think the Pioneers are doing the right thing. They need to get points on the board here.
Yeah, you have to. If you are the Pioneers, me personally, I'd do a little quick route real quick, but getting points on the board right now is what we need.
I think you don't want to take a chance. Maybe they're thinking we don't want to take a chance of a sack or something.
Yeah. You take that chance. Yeah, you're right.
So here we go. We've got the field goal attempt coming from the 14-yard line, which will make it 24 yards. There's the snap, the kick, and it appears to be the Pioneers are on the board with 3 seconds to go, 13-3 in favor of Ohio Dominican. And you know what? It was like some gust of wind came down there and breathed new life into the Pioneers because for the better part of 28 minutes, they've been pretty dormant.
That drive that was a promising drive for Pioneers. That was very promising, them coming back. I think it kind of hurts Ohio Dominican, kind of made Pioneers. It hurt them calling a timeout.
I agree.
Trying to get the ball back, trying to make something happen.
Yeah.
And maybe they should have just said, hey, we're up 13-0. Let's play this out. Let the clock run down. Maybe not stop that clock, and the clock runs down. They don't get the 3 points.
You know, Chris, I've done that as a head coach. I've got greedy sometimes where you think, okay, we can stop them here, we can get the ball back and maybe get points on the board, but we've assisted the other team because we give them a timeout to stop it. And then if it doesn't work out, that you can move the ball or,
danged if you do, danged if you
get
don't.
the ball back. Yeah, so
it's just one of those things.
I mean, it was one of those things, but it definitely helped Malone. And so they will get ready to kick off to Dominican. Dominican's got 6 guys up near the ball. This is the new college formation, and you see it a little bit in high school now, but a 4-2-3-2, and there is the kick.
Squibby.
Low and hard on the ground. Ball goes into the end zone. Turner just watches it roll through.
They're going to get the ball back here on, the 20? They get it on 25?
Yeah, I think 25-yard line, and I would bet that you're going to see them take a knee on this.
It's crazy. This stadium is so beautiful. The capacity holds 23,000 here.
Yes.
23,000.
And the Alonzo Stagg Bowl, which is the Division III national championship, for years, and I'm talking about 40 years, has been played in Salem, Virginia. It's been announced that the Tom Benson Pro Football Hall of Fame Stadium has put in a bid to host the national championship starting in 2020, and they won the bid.
Wow.
So they give the ball off to Colson. Colson breaks it out 35, 40, out at the 43-yard line. That'll run timeout in the first half. So 13-3 at halftime, the Ohio Dominican Panthers visiting the Malone Pioneers. Now, Chris, we look at this stadium. This has got to be a great recruiting tool for Malone. I mean, this has just got to be. If I would just be thrilled as a kid if I came here to visit and the coach from Malone was taking you through your home field and they were here right next to the Hall of Fame.
Oh, it's incredible. I mean, that's a great weapon as a recruiting tool. Like you said, that'd be the greatest recruiting tool. Who wouldn't want to come out here to play here?
It's a great.
This is wonderful, and they hold the. Do they still hold the high school football?
Yes,
championships here.
Yeah, and a matter of fact, what's happened with that is it will now be rotated between Canton and Columbus. So I think I don't know if it's it might be a 3-year rotation. You'll see it the next 3 years here in Canton, and then I'll go back to Columbus. And they took Massillon out of the equation because it used to be that half the games were played here and half the games were played in Massillon. And I think the renovation of the stadium really dictated that, okay, this is where we're going to play the state championships for high school because it is a beautiful stadium. And, no offense to Paul Brown Stadium, but it's not this stadium. I mean, it's got history. Yes, it's named after Paul Brown, but it's old. It's not on the same level as Tom Benson Stadium here, and I think that was a good choice by the Ohio High School Athletic Association to name this as their official field.
Yes, and also to be in Malone Pioneer for your home field. How would you like to come out if you go to college? I would love this.
Oh, yeah.
This is awesome. I mean, that's a dream.
Yeah.
I mean, to play on this field is just a dream. I mean, these guys are also, they're two great football teams. I mean, of course, one's 0-3, right. One's 1-3.
Right.
Tonight,
first league contest. Well, actually, first league contest for Malone. It is the second league contest for Ohio Dominican, who won their league opener last week.
Now, if you're Ohio Dominican, you're coming out. They just Pioneers come down. They score with a minute left. They drive down, kick a field goal. They're down 3-13 now. You are Malone. Per se, so much. If you're Malone, what are you thinking right now? Last drive.
We can move. We found a series of plays that we can move the football against this defense. So that's got to be encouraging for them. I think defensively they have to address the fact that Ohio Dominican, between Turner and Contini, have had deep routes open, and Russell has just missed connecting. I would be concerned coming back in the second half. I'd tell my secondary, you guys have to be ready because their coaches are telling them we can beat them deep. And so that's going to have to be an adjustment on Malone's behalf because I think they're going to see him try to pitch the ball deep on him.
Yeah, I mean, and like you said, it gave him a new breath at the end.
Right.
Pioneers, they gave him a new breath. I mean, Ohio Dominican scored on 2 nice plays. I mean, they're a great football team. Right. Ohio Dominican, you can't say they're not. That quarterback they have for Ohio Dominican, the Panthers.
Grant Russell.
Russell, he is great.
Yeah.
He's a good football player. He was the player of the week. Last week, wasn't it?
Last week,
yes,
yeah.
Last week.
Well, here's something I don't. Well, last week, let's review that while we have some of the results here. But this is my question here about what's going on with the offense for Ohio Dominican is that Brandon Schoen, who's one of their all-time leading rushers, we have not seen him in the game tonight. And I believe he had 100 yards last week for Ohio Dominican. So
I would like to see if he maybe has an injury, maybe a sprained bum knee, bummed ankle, little bruise.
But that being said, the combination of Fred Pitts and E.J. Colson has more than made up for Schoen because they have run the ball effectively for the Panthers. So
we got a little stats here for Ohio Dominican and Malone Pioneers here for a halftime report.
So let's run this down. At halftime, of course, the score is 13-3 in favor of Ohio Dominican. The first downs are 12 for Dominican and 9 for Malone. Rushing, Ohio Dominican, 20 attempts for 85 yards. For Malone, 18 attempts for 60 yards, so pretty even on the rushing aspects of it. Ohio Dominican was able to pick up 172 yards passing to 97 for Malone. Grant Russell, 14 for 18. Nice percentage there, Coach. John Iacusi, 10 for 17 with 1 interception. Offensive totals is 38 plays for Ohio Dominican for 257 yards. 35 plays for Malone for 157. So you look at the possessions, it's 38 for Dominican and 35 for Malone, but yet they've outgained him by 100 yards.
In time of possession, it's about equal, 16 minutes and 13 minutes for Malone Pioneers,
right.
16 for Ohio Dominican, and that's big when it comes to college football. Any high school, time of possession is huge, I believe. And like you said, if you can keep the ball. And you're in control of the game.
Right.
If your defense is on the field the whole time, but I feel like it's been kind of a fair thing.
Yeah.
Ohio Dominican's just scored on a couple big plays, I believe.
Yeah, they have. And that's what Dominican lives by is, you live by the sword, die by the sword. They believe in getting the ball deep to their playmakers, Contini and Turner, and when they're able to do that, they're very successful. As far as punts, both teams have punted 3 times. Ohio Dominican has averaged 38.7 yards, where Malone's kicker, Marcus Muller, has a great 45.3 yard per kick average. We've got penalties. It's been a pretty much penalty-free game. 1 penalty for 5 yards. That was a 5-yarder against Ohio Dominican. And third down conversions, we've got Dominican 5 of 9, Malone 2 of 7. And let's run down some individual stats here. We've got E.J. Colson for Ohio Dominican has 9 carries for 56 yards. Grant Russell, 4 carries for 18 yards. Fred Pitts, the freshman, came in and gave him 6 carries for 17 yards. David Turner had 1 carry for -6. Grant Russell is 14 of 18 for 172 yards and 2 touchdowns. Long pass of 73, which went for a touchdown. David Turner leads the receivers for Dominican with 5 catches for 110 yards and 1 TD. Cedric Washington, 3 catches for 28. Corey Contini, 3 catches for 20 and a touchdown. E.J. Colson, 2 for 7 yards. Logan Needenhart has 3 punts for 116 yards for an average of 38.7. Punt returns, Corey Contini, 2 for 28 yards. Kick returns, Corey Contini, 1 for 9. David Turner, 1 for 30. Tackles, Cheyenne Petaway has 6. Trey McIntyre has 4. Jalen Christian has 3. And Ross Thompson has 3. On the Malone side, Javon Hilton, 7 carries for 26 yards. Ashton Doolin, 3 carries for 25 yards. Dakota Hobbs, 2 carries for 14 yards. And Xavier Garland, 3 carries for no yards. In the passing department, John Iacusi, 10 for 17 with 1 interception, 97 yards. He's been sacked twice. Ian Elsis, 3 catches for 28 yards. Ashton Doolin, 3 catches for 16 yards. Javon Hilton, 2 catches for 11. And James Jackson, 1 catch for 34 yards. In the punting department, as we mentioned before, Marcus Moeller, 3 kicks for 136 yards and a 45.3 yard per kick average. He had 1 go out inside the 20. Punt returns, Jordan Johnson, 1 for -1. Kick returns, Ashton Doolin, 2 for 46 yards. On defense, Jordan Johnson has 7 for the Pioneers. Josh Carell, 7. And Roy Johnson, 6. And Ryan Weber has 4. So that takes us to halftime. We've got 10:44 to go in the half. And we will... do we have a break coming up here, Rick? Okay, so we're going to get a break, and we will get back to action here in a few minutes.
There's no one like you. Your hopes, dreams, talents, and experiences, even what you value in a bank, are unique to you. That's why, instead of telling you what we can do, we'd rather listen to what you need. Because at Security National Bank, your story is the one that matters. There's no one like you. There's no bank like us. Could there be a better reason to meet? Security National Bank. Be delighted with your bank.
Security National Bank is a division of the Park National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Contact information at securitynationalbank.com.
The Wilmington Haunted Hollow Ride brings the Clinton County Fields alive. Every Friday and Saturday night now through October 28th, experience the fire-breathing sounds. Come aboard the sawed-off school buses for a haunted ride you'll never forget. Terror in the Court, Slaughter Hotel, and the all-new Evil Asylum will chill you to the bone. Wilmington Haunted Hollow Ride, 1261 West Dalton. For more information and directions, go to WilmingtonHauntedHollowRide.com.
What are they doing there? They're still under construction. They're going to add more. I think they're adding another deck. Yeah, another deck. That would be sweet. I bet they will. Another deck. Another deck. Another dickety dog. We don't ever talk each other. We sound good together, but it's a lot different though because Bill's actually professional, and Joe just goes on. Joe's Robert. He is what he is. He is, but I love him. Yeah, I love Joe. You know it's a boy. His son. He's your age. Bill's boy. Exactly. Yeah. I'll show you a picture of him.
Probably too tough. He's probably too classy for you.
I like classy.
No, he's.
Well, I've never been with a classy boy, so I never dated
He's
him.
probably really cute.
Appropriate.
Yeah, for you.
All right, let's see. We're at halftime. Our score is ODU 13 and the Malone Pioneers 3. Want to remind everybody that Our game tonight is being brought to you on WZAA 106.9 FM on your radio dial, as well as campusnation.com, the sports animal, your home for high school, college, and professional sports. And one of our sponsors tonight, Potluck Greenhouse. Potluck Greenhouse, they have their first annual amazing fall festival. It's taking place on the weekends from September the 30th through November the 5th. Potluck is located at 6555 West State Route 73, just off I-71 near Wilmington. They offer a 5-acre corn maze, a hayride, pumpkin patch, bouncy houses. What did Joe call it? He called it something other than bouncy houses. Food vendors, local honey and mums. Hours of family fun and entertainment await all at the Potluck Greenhouse. Come pick your own pumpkins, enjoy some apple cider, and a relaxing afternoon at Potluck Greenhouse. For more information, call. The phone number is 937-382-8312 or potluckgreenhouse.com. Also, Route 73 Homes in Wilmington. They're located at 4629 State Route 73 South in Wilmington, Ohio. Route 73 Homes offers 25 years of award-winning experience in the sales, installation, and service of manufactured and modular home sales. They offer 100 floor plans to choose from. They are a start-to-finish operation. They offer start-to-finish homes from land availability to water to sewer, driveways, anything else you might need for your new home. Route 73 Homes. Brian Lawrence out there also offers locked and fenced-in storage units and outbuildings for sale. For more info, contact 937-725-6213, Route 73 Homes. And then also Modern Woodman. They offer financial services and fraternal member benefits to individuals and families serving Southwest Ohio. Matt Moore is the local managing partner and is located at 120 Fairway Drive in Wilmington, Ohio. And for those of you that may not know exactly where that is, it's near the B-Dubs right there in Wilmington. Phone number 937-383-3400. Matt can help you with all of your financial needs. And then two that are dear to our hearts, Seven Skills Gaming. They're located at 1117 MacArthur Road, just down from WZAA. Sevens is open 7 days a week from 9 a.m. to midnight. Pizza's available every Friday night, and dinner's available every Saturday night. Free refreshments and snacks daily. Bonus round every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Specials on your birthday and daily promotions are available. Saturday, October the 28th from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Sevens is having a Halloween costume party featuring our own Charlie Hargrave, Chaz's DJ service. Sevens phone number is 740-656-5797. And then, of course, the Wednesday Morning Zoo, always right there at Outside the Box Cafe in the center of downtown Jeffersonville. Outside the Box offers breakfast and lunch Wednesdays through Sunday from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. They offer a wide array of breakfast and lunch items, including specialty desserts. They're also open till 8 p.m. on Saturday night for steak night, featuring steaks, ribeye, New York strips, and the famous baked potato. Unlimited fries are also available. And on Wednesday nights, the WZAA Open Mic Night. With a limited menu, Outside the Box has a hometown atmosphere featuring many locals, pictures hanging on the wall, including the WZAA Morning Zoo and yours truly. Outside the Box is home to the WZAA Morning Show on Wednesdays from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Phone number is 740-488-7032. Outside the Box Cafe in Jeffersonville, Ohio. We are live from the Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio, and Tom Benson Field. The score is 13-3 currently right now. ODU, Ohio Dominion. Dominican is leading by 10, and hopefully Malone can maybe put some additional points on the board. They were on the roll. They scored the last three, and so we'll look forward to the second half with Bill Raybeck and Chris Wisecup. You are still going to do the second half, aren't you, Chris? Oh, get off it.
So what a beautiful night tonight here, Rick.
And only enhanced by our videographer, Lexi. She just adds something spectacular to the stadium.
It's always
right?
nice having good people you work with.
You're right.
So first half
Give me the $20.
underway. Yeah, or it's
Oh, you still
over.
have the dollar,
We're getting
don't
ready to
you?
get our second half underway here. 1:45 till we start the second half. 13-3. Ohio Dominican over Malone Pioneers.
We're going to go ahead and take a station ID for top of the hour right here.
Top of the hour.
106.9 WZAA-LP, Jeffersonville.
And, of course, on CampusNation.com, the sports animal, your home for high school and college sports. And maybe some professional wrestling occasionally. Wrestling, as we call it here. All right, I'm going to turn this back over to Bill Raybeck and Chris Wisecup for the second half of the action here.
Bill, the real deal, Razorback.
Thank you, Chris.
Yes.
Of course, my partner, Chris Wisecup. So, Chris, here we are in Canton again. What a beautiful night. I mean, it was a good fall football night, probably about 55, 60 degrees at kickoff. Beautiful stadium. We can't say enough about that, as we talked about. What an advantage Malone's going to have in the future with recruiting. They're just going to be able to, you would hope. And Malone's a Christian college, too, so they are somewhat selective in the kids that they bring in. So best of luck to them. And
a little bit on Malone, like you said, at Malone's college. Zach Logan begins his first year as Malone's defensive coordinator in 2017.
Right.
Logan most recently served as defensive backs coach, recruiting coordinator, and video coordinator for Marietta College.
Right.
They're going back on offense now, Malone Pioneers.
Yep. And so the kickoff from Jed Quackenbush.
It's a good name. I wish I had that last name. Quackenbush. That's a good one. They named me. My last name's White.
Actually, this is Cooper Johnson. Cooper Johnson is doing the kickoff duties. So there is the kick, and he drives it down to about the goal line. And I think that's Ashton Doolin, and he gets the ball back up to the 20. So
you got 7 high Dominican University. The special teams players, man, on the kickoff for the Panthers really just come down and made a good play there.
Great play.
Stopping them short of the 20.
So we will take a look here and see what kind of new look. Now, this is a big drive. And, I hate to put that kind of pressure on a drive early in a game or in a half like this, but I think that the Pioneers need to pick up where they left off, and so they're in a pistol formation, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, and Iakusi gives the ball off to Javon Hilton, and Hilton gets a short gain for about 2 yards, so he's going to be looking at a 2nd and 8 for the Pioneers. And
now, Bill, I noticed that they're going back to the run game. They've ran a lot when they first started, but I liked their offense when they was coming down the last play. Going into a no-huddle offense, throwing the ball around. I mean, they come out, they've ran a lot tonight, but I would keep doing what worked.
Yeah, you always wonder what the philosophy is on that. 2 receivers to the left and a pistol formation. Iakusi drops, gets it off to Hilton. Hilton gets a one-on-one. Oh, nice tackle out there. I think that's our Cheyenne
Washington.
Petaway? Oh, no, it was Washington?
No, it might be. Sorry, I believe.
Is it 29?
Yeah, Cheyenne Petaway.
Petaway, yep.
But freshman cornerback tried to attack him. What a great open field tackle he makes there.
It was a beautiful tackle. So 2-by-2 formation for the Pioneers. They're in the pistol. Iakusi drops. Quick slant. A little comeback to the outside. And I think that's, again, Ashton Doolin.
Wow, what a play. Here we're back. Pioneers throwing the ball around a little bit. They get out of the run. They throw it back to the sideline. Now let's see if they can continue to do this. They haven't had much success running the ball too much tonight.
No, they have not.
But passing-wise, they have. And this is, like you said, Bill, this is huge for them. They need to score right now. Drive this. To break this to a 10-13 game would be huge.
Yep. So Dakota Hobbs, a little fake on the jet screen and a bubble behind that, and Ashton Doolin is out to the 47-yard line.
Sean Petaway just got killed there. Number 77 for Malone was downfield blocking and just takes Petaway and throws him 10 yards.
And that sophomore Zach Hill, the tackle, they pulled him out there and he just killed the corner.
Oh, he just it was a monster hit.
So it's nice to get the big guys some recognition when it happens out there.
It was a great downfield block.
So we've got a 2-by-2 formation. Actually, we have a fullback to the left, pistol formation. Iacusi gets the ball, runs a little option, keeps the ball, and gets the ball up to the 50. We could have a hold in there. Got the ball out to the 50, Chris, and it appears that it's going to be a 2nd and 7, but just wait and see. The Zebras are talking down there.
John Iacusi, when he came up through there, once he got ready to make contact, he turns his shoulder and kind of shied away from contact there. I believe, which you're a quarterback, you might slide or anything. But I think that's dangerous when you do that.
I agree. And here's the thing with the option. If you're going to run the option, of course, if you're Army or Navy or Air Force or Georgia Tech, that's their offense.
Yeah.
Your quarterback, he gets a flow with the option. It's very much like any kind of passing game, which is a rhythm passing game. And I just don't think sometimes when you run it once in a while, it's necessarily that effective. We've got a pistol formation, fullback to the left, 2 receivers to the right. Iacusi, pump fake. He's got a wheel route. And it's to Dakota Hobbs. Dakota Hobbs picks up, let's see, it looks like almost 20 yards. The ball is down to the 39-yard line. And nice throw by John Iacusi to Dakota Hobbs. Hobbs ran the wheel, and we saw that at the end of the half. We saw them trying to wheel that and threw it into coverage one time, but we'll see how that works. Okay, pistol formation, fullback to the right. Hobbs, motion left, and they give the ball to Javon Hilton, and Hilton picks up about 2 yards.
So Jalen Christian there, second tackle there. That one is a little bit better. It's a little bit more promising. Instead of making down the field 12 yards, 13 yards, you're making a play and only getting 1 there.
Right.
He's a cornerback, states there. Out here looks like an inside slot corner. They're in a 4-2-5. He might be their, their strong.
Yeah, he's like a strong safety.
Yes.
Okay, we've got a pistol formation, fullback off to the right, 2 to the left. Iacusi drops, gets the ball out, and I think that's Ashton Doolin again. And I don't know where Doolin is catches-wise, but he has been picking up a couple here in the second half. I take that. Yeah, these numbers are difficult to read, but I think that is, yes, that is Ashton Doolin.
Yes, brings up about 3rd and 4 here. Malone Pioneers, they're driving. I mean, they're coming down.
Yeah,
what you said they need to do, they're doing.
And this is going to be a key drive for them. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Pistol formation. Hobbs, jet sweep.
Fumble.
Fumble. And he lost the handle on the ball. What a bad break. So that's going to bring up 4th and about 6. And Chris, wow, you're a little bit too close to punt. But no, it looks like they are going to bring Marcus Moeller out there. Moeller is averaging 45 yards a kick. So they're on the 36-yard line.
I think I would take a delay game, or I would have tried to do a hard count snap, maybe, get a delay game, and now bring it back to the 45 and punt it from there.
Right.
Because it's not changing much.
Or go for it on 4th down to try to draw them off. You pick up the 5, you might have a makeable situation.
Yeah.
A little pooch kick by Moeller. Moeller kicks the ball down to the 10-yard line where Contini fair catches the ball for the Panthers. And a promising drive stalls. Now the defense for the Pioneers has to answer this situation or, again, you can't – when your offense is not moving quickly up and down the field, you can't afford to get down by 3 touchdowns.
Yes, that's very tough. And right here, if you're a high Dominican, you want to let's take a little bit of the air out of the sails. Let's take the air right out of them, not let them alone. Believe they're even in this ball game.
I agree. 1 to the left. 2 to the right. They give the ball to Colson. Colson's out to the 20, the 30, 40, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Dragged down from behind at the 5-yard line.
I didn't think he was going to get caught there, Bill.
Wow, E.J. Colson, yeah, that was nice hustle on the Pioneers' behalf.
Yes, very, very. He could have let him go. He come from crossfield. He was playing backside corner. He had an angle. Great pursuit angle.
Angle pursuit was great on that. I agree with you.
Now
Chris.
that gives him a chance, maybe hold him to a field goal here.
Yep. Okay. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. And it's a keep by Grant Russell, and he just walks into the end zone.
That was a great fake there.
It was, and, we haven't seen that. Russell hasn't done that much today. And he walks into the end zone, and that pushes the score out to 19-3. And I would imagine they will go for 2. But I don't know. We'll see what they do. Yeah, they're gonna. Looks like they're gonna go conventional offense here, so they will go for 2. And it makes sense. 19-3. You're up by 16 points. You might as well.
Now they're
coming out in the muddle again. So
they missed that 2 points. It might bring them back down. If they miss the 2 points, they come back out. Now it's not a 3-possession ball game.
Right.
You don't want to break it down.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to kick it here, and we'll see what happens as far as the kick. It's up, and it is good. So that is Jed Quackenbush is now 12 for 12 on the season.
If you're tuning in here on CampusNation.com, we're here at the Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. Malone Pioneers versus Ohio Dominican Panthers. The score is 20, Ohio Dominican, to 3, the Pioneers. It's a beautiful night for football, and I think that drive right there kind of takes the sails out of Malone. If you're Malone, you better come back and answer right now.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, Malone cannot afford to get any further behind with 9:31 to go in the third period. And, people say, well, you can't sell them short. But we've watched the flow of the game. The flow of the game does not dictate at this point that there's the explosiveness that will get you 4 touchdowns in a short period of time.
I agree, Bill.
And your defense has to get a few stops. So Malone is facing an uphill battle here. And, we said that at the end of the first half, and they were able to get 3 points. They need to turn this into a touchdown this time around. And there is the kick.
It's going to roll out of bounds there.
And I think that's Cooper Johnson again, who's kicking off. So they're switching the kicking responsibilities. Jed Quackenbush, who last time we saw the Panthers play, was their kicker. And then
Quackenbush pretty good.
But apparently they just want Quackenbush kicking field goals and extra points. And then Cooper Johnson is doing the kickoffs. And, in college it's easy to do because you can keep more people on your roster. In the NFL,
yeah, you're right. You got to kind of use that if you want to have however many man roster you need.
Right.
If you got 50, maybe 60 on your roster, you can't keep 2 kickers.
Right. That's right. So in college, you have that luxury of having a couple kids on there, and if they're both good, why not give them some time? Okay. Pistol formation, 2 receivers to the left. Iakusi, Hobbs goes deep motion on a bubble, and Iakusi pitches it out late, and Hobbs probably looks like lost one, so it's going to be 2nd and 11 from the 34-yard line.
It's a good play there by Ross Thompson there, running him out of bounds there. Negative picks up, and that loses about 1, don't he?
Yeah, Ross Thompson's had a nice game tonight. I think at halftime he was amongst the leading tacklers there for Ohio Dominican. We'll get to those here in a minute, but I think he might have been amongst it. Okay, pistol formation, 3 to the left. Iakusi drops the screen, which we've seen several times, and that's Hilton. And Hilton's up. He got out of the tackle. Powers up to the 45-yard line.
Tackled there by Ross Thompson again.
And first down, Pioneers, I believe.
Looks like that was a great second effort.
Great
second effort by the run.
He was, Hilton looked like he was down.
Yeah,
Chris, and he popped out of that pile of white shirts and picked up another 5 yards, which got him a first down. So 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line. We've got a pistol formation, 2-by-2 for the Pioneers. And, a little shovel pass. And we will get the number on that. It was a little shuffle by the quarterback to the left. And he gets the shuffle pass. And that is number 42. who is John Zimmerly, who is listed as a fullback, but John Zimmerly probably was lined up in like an H-back situation there. Okay, 3 to the left, 1 to the right, pistol formation. The Pioneers are at the 44-yard line of the Panthers, and they give it to Hilton, and Hilton squirms his way up to about the 40-yard line. Nice 4-yard run.
Yeah, that was very good. He came off the block really nice. I mean, he followed his blockers. He hit his hole, hit it as hard as he could. Great. That was a great play.
And Hilton looks a little bit more motivated on running the ball now. And, you know, a couple times in the first half he got hit and he went down, but it seems like there's been a fire lit in him, and he's had a couple nice runs.
Probably ate his Wheaties at halftime.
He probably did. He ordered a side order of Wheaties. 2-by-2 formation, pistol, and you've got Ashton Doolin on the jet sweep fake, but John Iacusa keeps it and picks up about 2 yards.
Ryan Sayers there on the tackle. You think he's related to Gale? Maybe not.
No. Although you never know. We would never rule anything out, but there would probably have to be Gale Sayers' grandson, I would say.
That was a great play, though, by him. He came up. He's playing at defensive end. He's made a nice couple plays for him.
Yep.
Old Ryan Sayers has.
So I think it's 4-down territory here, Chris. We'll see what happens. Pistol formation, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. And Iacusi drops, and a little fade, and there's
He almost pulled it in. He had it on one hand there.
And Ian Elsis almost pulls that in.
Luckily, number 8 there, Gus Dimmerling, came over the top there and put a hand on him a little bit. He almost pulled it in.
Yeah, he did. And you don't know. I guess incidental contact on that one.
Looked like he kind of pushed off, too, I thought.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I
he come off of him. I thought he pushed off a little bit, too.
Okay. Punt formation, Marcus Moeller kicking for the Pioneers. He angles it to the right sideline. And Corey Cantini, again, fair catch, about the same as last time on the 10-yard line. That didn't turn out too well last time, as E.J. Colson picked up about 70 yards on a nice little run to the left side, so we'll see what happens here. So with 6:20 to go, third period, 20-3 in favor of the Ohio Dominican Panthers. Grant Russell, quarterback, E.J. Colson to his right, and he gives it to Colson again, and why not? Colson pops through again, and he's off to the 30-yard line. A quick 19-yard run for E.J. Colson.
Man, his burst of speed coming out of
that. That's Fred Pitts. It was not E.J. Colson, as they've been rotating those two. Our mistake on that. That was Fred Pitts with a 19-yard gain.
That was a great run there by him.
And Chris, that was good vision. He started to his left, and he got a little jump cut to the right and found the hole and was able to just get north and south really quick.
It's always nice when you have a good running back like that has great vision.
Mm-hmm.
You never know when something moves up backside. He sees something that no one else does. And it's nice having someone, because some people can't see it.
Yes.
I mean, there's a lot of running backs that just don't have that Barry Sanders type of vision, that see something backside what another may not.
For sure. So Fred Pitts and E.J. Colson are filling in for senior Brandon Schoen. We're not sure what the deal is with Schoen, and we're assuming it's probably an injury. 1 receiver to the left, 2 to the right, and they give it to Pitts again, and Pitts is good for 5 more yards. And that line is just starting to wreak havoc on the Pioneer front.
Good old Jake Garrison from Clinton Massey over there playing right guard there for Ohio Dominican, leading the way there.
And Robert Vargo, the right tackle. And again, give to Pitts, and Pitts just slants to the left this time, picks up 4 more. So 5 to the right, 4 to the left, and they've got 3rd and 1. But
wearing down that Pioneers defensive line.
And they've been out there a long time, Chris.
They have, especially this second half. Ohio Dominican's really been, running the ball a lot and keeping the ball.
Okay. So we've got 1 receiver to each side, double tight. Okay. Cantini on the little jet sweep, and gets the first down, picks up about 3-4 yards.
See the little pancake block there by Jake Garrison leading out the way. He come in and
Garrison
looks like number
is
20.
He was a beast in high school, and he's starting to become that beast in college now too.
Redshirt freshman.
So we've got 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, and Fred Pitts, not that time, as Pitts is stopped at the line of scrimmage. They give him a gain of looks apparently about 1 yard.
Looks like they want to come off that right side. They keep running to the right. They're running behind that right tackle, right guard.
Yeah.
I mean, they're making a way with it.
Well, Garrison and Vargo have had their way over there, and I would say, if it works, keep on doing it. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Russell looks, slant route, and I believe that's Corey Cantini. Yes, Corey Cantini picks up 9 yards.
Hey, he threw that one out front.
He did.
We was talking about that. You was saying what he needed to do better.
It's not Russell's. It definitely not the arm strength thing with Russell. It's just that it seems like the timing. And again, they what do they say in the NFL? If you throw it when they're open, it's too late. You're going to get picked off. So, you have to anticipate where that's going to be. Okay, Russell in the shotgun gives it to Pitts, and Pitts is off to the corner for a nice squirts out for a nice 5-yard run. And Fred Pitts has been impressive.
That was a good old by the Malone Pioneers inside linebacker there, running him out of bounds there. But they're just making their way 5 at a time here.
They are. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. And there's the ball. Gives it to Pitts. Oh, no. Russell keeps it this time. And Russell is able to pick up a better part of 3 yards. So we'll be looking at 3rd and 2.
That was a nice fake.
Yeah.
And I like when he rolls out.
Yeah.
He really he pump fakes, keeps that cornerback back just to lay him in no time, and bam, hits it.
He definitely did, and I thought that Pitts had the ball. So Russell now gives the ball to Pitts, and Pitts wedges it up to about the 34-yard line. It looks like they're going to give him a first down. So move.
Got a flag down here on about the 35-yard line.
Okay, could be a hold.
You can't tell if it's a flag or the yellow shoes of these, when they're throwing around these Ohio Dominican Panthers, you see they all have these yellow shoes. We got a flag down here.
Yeah, so it's going to be an automatic first down there. Because
on defense.
It appears that they will take the 5 yards on the Pioneers, and it will be a first down for Ohio Dominican. Of course, we should have talked about this in the first half, but Ohio Dominican is dressed in all white with black helmets and black and yellow trim on the shirts. And then the Pioneers are in red, white, and blue jerseys, gray pants. And Cantini goes deep.
Picked off.
Okay.
Right there by the Pioneers.
And it was Grant Russell that threw the ball deep for Cantini, and it was picked off by Grant Russell. So,
man, that's amazing right there. Here they driving down the field, getting 5 yards, 5 yards, 5 yards, 5 yards, 10 yards, 5 yards, and bam, they throw a pick in the end zone. And Pioneers, that was great for Pioneers.
Now, what we talked about, Chris, at halftime is that we had seen Cantini and Turner get loose deep, and they weren't able to connect. So we felt that we would see that by Ohio Dominican in the second half, but we said the Pioneers would have to adjust to that because they got beat badly in the first half and they just didn't connect. So nice adjustments by the Malone Pioneers, and so they will take over on the 20-yard line, and let's see if the Malone offense can recapture some of that momentum that they had at the end of the second quarter.
Just don't think Ohio Dominican can put that nail in the coffin. They keep trying to, but they're hurting themselves. They shoot themselves in the foot.
And
right
Malone just dodges the bullet, and so we've got 3 receivers to the left, and Iacusi is in the pistol and gives it off to number 22, which is Xavier Garland, a freshman, redshirt freshman running back.
He's a big kid, too, 200 pounds. Hit the hole nicely there. I mean, up front, they made a nice hole there.
Yeah, he squirts through for 6 yards. And this has been the story of the game for the Pioneers. They get a good play. They just have to build on it. 3 to the left, tight end to the right, pistol formation. Iacusi gets the ball and gives it to Garland again. And Garland powers forward for 7.
Garland he's having his way right here. Let's see. He's getting the ball these last 2 times. Hey, what was that? 14 yards he's gained in 2 drives, 2 plays.
So Xavier Garland, the redshirt freshman running back from Springfield, Ohio. So that's pretty close to our area.
Yeah,
guys.
that's close. Old Garland.
And so we have 2 to the left, 1 receiver to the right, pistol formation, and it's a option pitch, and that's a fumble.
Man, he just didn't know what he was going to do. That quarterback looks, he's like, okay, do I pitch here or run?
Chris, let me ask you this. In that situation, if you're Iacusi and you turn and he's too far away to pitch it, do you just turn it upfield to minimize?
Yes, and just run the ball.
Yeah, just get what you can get. Get back to the line of scrimmage, and you don't put yourself in 2nd and 15, which they're in now.
And granted, he could have that could have turned out where it makes a good play and busts one off, but more times than none. You just tuck it up and get a field.
2x2, Iacusi. You got Hobbs, fake on the jet, and they get it out to Ashton Doolin, and Doolin gets the ball almost. I believe he got a first down, Chris.
Wow, that was a great play, great run.
A 15-yard screen play to Ashton Doolin, and they, moved the chains, sir, and it is a first down for the Pioneers. 41 seconds to go in the third period, 20-3 in favor of the Ohio Dominican Panthers, but the Malone Pioneers
back on the boat.
They're back and moving the ball. And they just need to get it in the end zone. They've got to get it in there to, build some confidence in what they're doing here on offense. So we've got 2 receivers to the right, shotgun formation, Ashton Doolin. And I thought he was going to throw the ball on a halfback option.
Underthrew him just a hair.
Oh, and Ashton Doolin came in a jet motion in front of John Iacusa, and he got the ball and stopped and threw it and just threw a ground ball.
Lucky for the Panthers, Gus Demerling came over the top, and he didn't suck in on that.
Yeah.
He could have easily came up and didn't play his deep third or deep half wherever he's at. He was over top of that. This is a nice play by him.
Doolin showed that. I mean, it was not that hard to see that he was setting up to throw the ball.
Yes.
I mean, the way he was trying to position the ball in his hands. But anyhow, 2x2 formation here. We've got pistol. We've got motion. I think it's Hobbs. And Hobbs gets to the corner, 45-50. And he gains out to the 50-yard line, pickup of 8. Oh, they give him the first down. Now, I was going to say they had to get
they moved the chains a little bit.
They had to get to the 48.
Wow.
So 3rd and 2 from the 50. Now, what do we do here, Chris? If you come up and you're 4th and 1, you're getting late into the game. That's actually the end of the third quarter. So we've got the score 20-3, and we're going to take a station break here, and we will be back in a second with
106.9 WZAA LP, Jeffersonville.
There's no one like you. Your hopes, dreams, talents, and experiences, even what you value in a bank, are unique to you. That's why, instead of telling you what we can do, we'd rather listen to what you need. Because at Security National Bank, your story is the one that matters. There's no one like you. There's no bank like us. Could there be a better reason to meet? Security National Bank. Be delighted with your bank.
Security National Bank is a division of the Park National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Contact information at securitynationalbank.com.
The Wilmington Haunted Hollow Ride brings the Clinton County Fields alive. Every Friday and Saturday night now through October 28th, experience the fire-breathing sounds. Come aboard the sawed-off school buses for a haunted ride you'll never forget. Terror in the Court, Slaughter Hotel, and
so we are back for the
Evil Asylum will chill you to the bone. Wilmington Haunted Hollow Ride, 1261 West Dalton. For more information and directions, go to WilmingtonHauntedHollowRide.com.
Okay, we're back. We started with a 3rd and 2, started the quarter, and out of a pistol formation, Xavier Garland from Huber Heights, from Springfield High School, gets the ball up to the 46-yard line for a first down. They're back into Panther territory, Chris, and they're moving the chains. I got to pick it up a little bit here, but You know,
If you're a high Dominican, man, you can't allow this right here.
No.
Don't give them any breath at all.
no. Fullback trades over to the right side, pistol formation, and Iacusa steps up, pressured, and the Panther defense, when they needed it, steps up, and we've got a whole host of Panthers down there. We've got number 93,
97 Jack Saylor.
and 97 Jack Saylor. So the defensive line did the job there, Chris.
Yes.
So now
Saylor. That was a great play there by Saylor there.
2nd and 12. Let's see what they dial up. You know, what do you have in your 2nd and 12 playbook here for the Pioneers to see what they can do to preserve this drive and keep it going? 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, pistol formation. Iacusa drops back. Screen play to Hilton. Hilton is off to the 40, up to the 35, out of bounds at the 33-yard line. And we've got
What a play there.
Javon Hilton, and we've seen it. That screenplay, Ohio Dominican has been hurt on that time and time again. And so at the 35-yard line of the Panthers, the Pioneers have a new set of downs and new life, and they could work back into this game, guys. Okay, we've got a pistol formation, 2 receivers to the right, fullback to the right. Iacusa gives the ball to Javon Hilton, and
Stop there.
so much that time. A stop for no gain at the 35-yard line.
Malone's really had the ball this whole second half. They've had the ball quite a bit.
Yeah, time of possession is definitely going to move back.
Yes, they get 24 minutes for Malone and 20 minutes for Ohio Dominican.
Yeah.
They're controlling the ball.
Two
Time of
receivers,
possession.
2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Iacusa in the shotgun. I'm sorry, in the pistol. And he drops. Quick pitch out. Oh, nice catch. We'll get that. And it is Dakota Hobbs with a nice diving catch. Picks up a good number of those yards back. So they've got 3rd and 5 from the 30-yard line. And so,
Amato there, he got burned up.
Chris, you're getting to, I think we were talking about this at the end of the half. This is pretty much 4-down territory here.
Yeah, you have to. 4th down here, you're going, yes.
Okay. 3rd and 5. Iacusa drops, and a little look in.
You got to catch that ball.
Oh, and just it was.
You got to, if it touches your hands there, you got to catch the football.
I agree with you on that. And it was intended for Ashton Doolin. And, man, if Doolin gets that, they're in good operating position. But now it's 4th and 5. This is a big play for both teams. Obviously, Malone needs to keep the ball going here, but I think that if Dominican can get the ball and go on a drive and produce any kind of points, it probably puts the nail in the coffin.
Yes, I agree with you.
3 to the left, 1 to the right.
Play clock
Pistol,
down to 5.
Pistol formation. Iacusa drops. He looks. I think he's going to run for the 1st down. He's up to the 25, to the 20, 15, 10, and he's down at the 10-yard line. Dragged down by number 43 for the Panthers.
Man, luckily linebacker there came up and made a nice play. He saved a touchdown. Pioneers got to get on the board quick right now, though. It's a 3-possession football game. You score right here. You still got 11 minutes, 52 seconds to do it.
And I'm not so sure that wasn't a designed run because
Yeah.
Iacusa looked the whole time like he was thinking about taking the ball and going. So nice play by John Iacusa, the senior quarterback for the Pioneers. 2 to the left, 1 to the right, pistol formation. And it's a give to, it is Javon Hilton.
Got a flag thrown in here. Might be a hold.
Ooh, boy, let's hope it's not a hold on the Pioneers because that will damage a nice drive here.
It will definitely. It looks like their signal is a hold on the offense. We'll have to go down here to the Stripers.
And let's take a second to recognize that offensive line for the Malone Pioneers. Left tackle is number 77, Zach Hill. Left guard, number 75, Israel Hill. Number 71, J.D. Stamper is the center. Number 56, Enos Brenson is the right guard. And number 72, Harrison Wolver is the right tackle. So that is the offensive line for the Pioneers. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Pistol formation. Iacusa pump fakes. He goes to the corner and is picked off in the end zone
by number 24. That was a great play. Really, he was in great position, number 24, for Ohio Dominican, sophomore.
That was...
Put himself in great position. That's how do you say this here?
Alicio Amato.
Alicio Amato. That was a great pick. He's a sophomore, and he wasn't playing at the beginning of the game. He just come in the second half, and looks like
it's nice to get him game experience like that, Chris, because you never know when you're going to have to bring them in, bring a rookie in there, so to speak, and get him some game experience. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Back, Colson is given the ball. No, I'm sorry, and it's Grant Russell again, fakes me out, and gets nothing as he gets back to the line of scrimmage. So we're going to be 2nd and 10 from the 20-yard line. 10:52 to go in the fourth quarter. 20-3 in favor of the Ohio Dominican Panthers. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Grant Russell in the shotgun. E.J. Colson. They give to Colson off to the left side, and Colson gets the ball out for a nice 5-yard gain to the 25-yard line, and they'll be looking at 3rd and 5. And I think this is one that Dominican doesn't, they don't want to give this one up. So I think they're going to probably look at some kind of, slants, maybe double slants, that All-American route that they like to run with.
And you want to get a first down. You want to keep running. You want to keep the clock moving.
Yes.
That's your big thing if you're a High Dominican. We're not worried about scoring. You want that clock.
So Russell drops, steps up in the pocket, keeps it alive. He's rolling to his right. He's pressured, gets the ball out to Corey Contini, but it is well out of bounds. So it's going to be kicking time again for the Panthers.
Pioneers played pretty decent defense
They
this
did.
second. That was a great stand right there, coming off of an interception.
And look at the Pioneer defense run off the field, Chris. There's a little steam in their step there, and they're a little bit excited about what went on. So maybe if that can translate over to the offense, they can finish the drive this time.
Now, if you're in this situation right here, ball on a 25-yard line, 4th and 5, are you going after this punt here? Are you playing it safe here? I mean, what if it's
I think at some point you've got to, whether it's this, right here, I don't know that it is.
No.
And so there's the kick out there by Logan Needenhart. And let's see, the ball is at the 39-yard line after the punt. And that's
good field position for Pioneers.
It's great field position. They've got to get a chunk play, though, Chris.
Yeah, it's a big one.
They have to get that 20, 25-yard play in there somewhere so that they, if they take 5 minutes more off the clock, they're going to put themselves in a tough situation.
In a bad situation. And like you say, I think they're in big chunk plays, and you described it right there.
Right.
And getting those big plays so less time comes off the clock.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You get down the field in 20 seconds instead of 5 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. So pistol formation, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Iacusi drops. Screen play again to Javon Hilt, but not this time. Number 43.
He read that very nicely there.
Yes, he slid
He
right.
come up and he made sure that was Cameron Moore. He's a 6'3", 230 sophomore, redshirt sophomore. He's a redshirt his first year. He read that nicely.
Yeah, he did. He was right underneath those linemen. Now, that's about the 6th or 7th time that they've run that play.
Yeah.
So, at some point, the defensive coordinator is saying, hey, guys,
they let you get through.
Yeah, any time now, you might want to stop that screenplay.
Yeah.
Okay, 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Iacusi drops. Ooh.
There's Washington again. Or Petaway. That was Sean Petaway.
Sean Petaway was sitting on that, and he was waiting for that pass.
He was ready. He was taking that to the house.
Yeah, he was.
He was bred. He was taking it to the house. He picks that up. Hey, he's gone.
He was ready to start high-stepping
he was the nail to the coffin right there.
Yes,
That's what he felt. He was like, it's over.
Yes.
But that was a good jump on the ball. And we talked about him earlier. He's a freshman. They picking on him a lot. But he's still in there playing hard.
Yes, indeedy. So we got twins to the right, 1 to the left. Pistol formation. Iacusi drops. He looks. He's flushed out to his right. Still running and is able to get the ball to Ian Elsis. And Elsis gets the ball down for a first down at the 43-yard line. Can you believe that?
Now, if you're Amato there coming up, he sees that play. He has that perfect opportunity just to lay him out right when he turns and catches the football.
Right.
And he comes up and puts his shoulder on him and he runs past him.
Right.
That's that's a dream hit if everybody wants.
That's the one that you would think he's going to get his picture in the paper on.
Yeah.
Two to the left, two to the right.
Ooh, good play by Amato there. Talking about him again, they went right back to him. He said, not this time.
Nope. So I believe that was Iacusi. Just twice now we've seen on out plays that they've been sitting on those outs pretty hard. Malone has to be really careful because they're going to take one of these to the house.
Sean Petaway, he's broke up some nice balls tonight. He's also been beat deep too.
He has. Two to the left, two to the right. Iacusi drops. He's flushed. He throws the ball up. And,
that's a good play by the Pioneers.
Oh, my goodness.
He turned to a defensive player right away.
He did.
If you were a quarterback and he comes back, that quarterback needs to be telling that receiver right there, thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. I overthrew you by a mile. You helped me out and made a defensive play back to him. Knocked the ball loose.
And Ashton Doolin, just as you said, he played DB on that as it looked like John Iacusi was going to be picked off.
Yes, and that's what you want. If I'm a coach, I'm looking at that. It might be something stupid like that. You would think be stupid, but that's big.
It is. You don't give up on that play. That's huge for your team. Three to the left, one to the right. Iacusi drops. It's the screenplay again to Hilton, and Hilton it gets out of to the 40, slipped through a couple tackles, squirted out to the 40, maybe the 39-yard line. We'll see where it's marked.
Looks like Ross Thompson came up. He almost had him. He read it, but he just couldn't. He took a bad angle.
And Ross Thompson's had a nice game.
Yeah, he's had a wonderful game.
He's had a nice game tonight, and he may be up for the Game of the Week, Player of the Week for the Dominican, Ohio Dominican Panthers. As last time, Cameron Cole, their middle linebacker, was our Player of the Week. So maybe another defensive player steps up for a second consecutive week. And last week we had Ryan Prince from Wilmington High School, the defensive end.
And, you think when you start looking at tackles of the game today, it's not good when your DBs, your cornerbacks or safeties are getting all the tackles. I mean, you got your DBs and, you're getting beat.
Yeah, and I think what you've seen is a lot of perimeter plays where they've been attacking the perimeter, and that's when your corners and your safeties and those guys are getting put to the test. Okay.
For Ohio Dominican, EJ. Oh.
And we've got Marcus Moeller, and Moeller gets a driving kick down to about the 15-yard line, and I think Corey Contini is content with just covering it up there. And Dominican is kind of going into the wrap-up mode here at 8:03 with a 17-point lead in the fourth quarter. A couple first downs here, Coach, and I think that it creates a problem for the Pioneers.
And I agree. They got E.J. Colson, who's got 10 rushes for a 142. You think he's going to stay on the field? You think they're going to put somebody else in? They've also had Fred Pitts be running the ball.
Pitts and Colson have been a formidable duo.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's Colson again. And Colson bounces out, keeps the legs churning, gets up to a 4-yard gain, but that was a highlight reel 4-yard gain.
It'll be 11 for 147.
But Colson is down. And
see, that's the thing. In this part of the game, you got 7 minutes 48 seconds, 20-3. I think if you're Ohio Dominican, that hurts having your star running back. I'm playing some more.
Absolutely, and we already know that Brandon Schoen, their starting running back, is not playing today for whatever reason.
The Wilmington Haunted Hollow Ride brings the Clinton County Fields alive. Every Friday and Saturday night now through October 28th, experience the fire-breathing sounds. Come aboard the sawed-off school buses for a haunted ride you'll never forget. Terror in the Court, Slaughter Hotel, and the all-new Evil Asylum will chill you to the bone. Wilmington Haunted Hollow Ride, 1261 West Dalton. For more information and directions, go to WilmingtonHauntedHollowRide.com.
The final resting place, Haunted Junkyard, is located at 988 Polk Road in Sabina, Ohio. Their hours of operation are 8 p.m. till midnight every Friday and Saturday from now until October 28th. Prepare for torment from freaks of nature like Pig Boy, Patient 5150, Dr. Nightmare, and Buffalo. New in 2017 is a second attraction, Lights Out. For more information, you can contact the final resting place at 937-728-6190, thefinalrestingplace.com, or their Facebook page.
So we're back here, and as we were talking about, the running back for the starting running back, who has been looks like he's the career leader in rushing for the Panthers in attempts, rushing touchdowns, yards per game, all-purpose yards. He's third, and second in points.
And he's out today.
Yeah, he's playing. He's out today. He's one of their all-time leading rusher. Is their all-time leading rusher.
And now your second string running back is walking off the field here, limping hurt.
So it looks like Fred Pitts is going to have to finish it up here with 7:48 to go in the fourth quarter.
Pitts has got 11 rushes for 51 yards today.
And he's no slouch either. So two receivers to the right. McLeod goes from left to right. And that Pitts is given the ball and is able to get about 1 yard. So they're going to be looking at 3rd and 4, Chris.
These Pioneers just came out, and they've played great defense the second half.
The defense has been very good.
Very
good.
A lot better. And they've and they're working. They're playing hard, but it's hard when your offense is not putting up the points.
Well, in today's football, if you can hold a team in college at 20 points, you should be in that game.
Oh, yeah.
Pitts moves to the right, and the backup quarterback has come in for Grant Russell has taken a seat, and so some clean jerseys are coming into the game. And number 12, quarterback Cullen Moore. Nope.
Grant Russell's still back in there.
Well, yeah.
I think they switched the formation up a little bit there. I believe he moved to the outside there.
Okay. So we will see what happens here. But we have punt formation.
And Pioneers need to get big return here. They need a big return. They don't need to let this go over the punter's head. They need to get the ball, get it down to over the 50.
And Logan Needenhart kicks the ball out, and fair catch made at the 35-yard line. So that's where the Pioneers will begin. They've had nice field position this whole second half, Chris. 6:59 to go in the fourth quarter. 1st and 10 from their own 35, and they really need to get something going. Okay. And we have a Potluck Greenhouse as a sponsor. Route 73 Homes, Modern Woodman, 7 Skilled Gaming in MacArthur.
It's Charlie's #1 gaming.
And the Box Cafe outside the Box Cafe in Jeffersonville. So thank you for being our underwriters for this broadcast tonight. And we have just
another screenplay there.
We got a screenplay for a first down while we were doing our public duty there. So with 6 minutes 47 seconds to go, it is first down. And
what a
John
duck.
Iacusi just
that was a duck.
He I think he might have been throwing it to the guy in the yellow there in the third row. So we will see.
That was definitely a duck.
We will see what happens here. But, Malone has a 2nd and 10 from their own 45-yard line.
Granted, I am very impressed with Malone's defense the second half.
They definitely stepped up.
And the offense just can't punch it in.
No, the offense has not had the consistency in this. I believe a fake jet and a little quick jet screen, and I think that's probably Ashton Doolin, who, yes, it is. And Doolin's been a key target tonight for
big number 77 there.
Zach Hill. Zach Hill.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Okay. Ian Elsis picks up about 7 yards there, so it is going to be 4th and 3, and of course you've got to go for it here, Chris.
Yes.
Okay. two to the left, two to the right. Iacusi drops, and it's out to Ashton Doolin again, and he picks up about 5 or 6 yards, and it's first down for the Pioneers.
Amato picks him up there,
and
brings
they're
him
up
down
to the 41-yard line.
Pioneers on the drive right here.
Yep,
They're on a
they are.
move.
Pistol formation, 2-by-2. Iacusi drops a screen again, and I think it's Zimmerly. It is.
A flag here, too.
And nice, just keeps on running and powers his way down to the 17-yard line. That's John Zimmerly, listed as a fullback.
It's a great run after his catch there towards when he gets over the 25. He's dragging people.
Zimmerly, they have been lining up a lot as the tight end in that situation.
It's a legal shift.
A legal shift. And they're going to bring that one back.
And like we just talked about, the Pioneers has really shot themselves in the foot. They drive the ball. They've been getting down at 20, 15. They turn it over.
And they've given a clinic on screenplays in this second half.
And they've done them well.
Yeah, they've done it well. Other than one play, Zach Hill, he's been out there killing people on that play. And, other than Thompson for the Panthers, they've not been able to diagnose it. 2-by-2 formation in the pistol. Iacusi drops, pump fakes. It's a hitch and go. And
he was wide open too there.
Ian Elsis was the target on that.
I think he got hit there, Bill. When he got hit, and it kind of threw him off because he had a man deep here.
Yeah.
And looked like when he got hit, it wasn't really fully off. And what happened? The ball just
just enough to change the launch point. And
the launch point. Yeah.
Yep. So a good conceived play, but the results were not what the Pioneers needed. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Iacusi in the pistol gets the ball. He drops a screenplay again to Zimmerly, but this time Zimmerly picks up about 1 yard.
I want to say something about Zach Hill on that screenplay. He's the left tackle for your Pioneers. Man, this guy he just made a pancake block on this backside. He is an incredible blocker here.
And he is a sophomore, Chris, so they got a few more years with Zach Hill, but nice. And then Iacusi goes for Elsis. And
broken up there by number 1 there, Gordon.
So nice, Antoine Gordon with a break up there.
And back to Zach Hill real quick. I wanted to hear, what do you think about this kid? He's a sophomore.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you've got a kid that's agile enough, who's that size, who can get out there. Now, Zach Hill's a sophomore from Roseville, Michigan, 6'4", 315.
That's a big guy.
That is
a man-child, and he can move. He's made blocks downfield that I haven't seen tackles make in a long time.
Yeah.
He is for real, people.
Yeah. And I know Malone is extremely excited to have him. 1 to the left, 2 to the right. Iacusi to the middle of the field.
Nobody even there.
Overthrows the receiver. Again, Ashton Doolin, who's been his main target here in the second half.
Fourth quarter here, 4:27, 20-3. Ohio Dominican over the Pioneers here, Malone Pioneers. I appreciate it tonight. I'm working with you, Bill. You're great working
Chris,
with you.
Well, Chris, great job tonight. And, in the game of the week format for us, we try to bring you some interesting games, and we've been very fortunate to catch Ohio Dominican twice. Has given good representations of their program. And number 25 just busts through for about a 12-yard gain for Ohio Dominican. And number 25 on their roster is Manalo Caldwell of Cincinnati Coleraine. He is a 5'11 freshman running back. So Manalo Caldwell.
I figured it was going to get a new fresh set of legs in there. Being a team, you don't want to have your third string running back. I don't think I even want him out there.
Well, yeah, because
with 2 injuries, your first and second.
Pitts might have moved up to number 1. We don't know what Colson's injury is, so you don't need to keep Pitts in the game. You're going to need a backup for Pitts if the other 2 guys are hurt. So you got to get this guy some game experience. So Coach Cummings is making sure that he spreads the wealth and gets some carries to all these guys. Grant Russell has done a nice job commanding the offense tonight. He's done what they needed to do to win. 2 receivers to the left. And, again, it's given to Manolo Caldwell, the 5'11 freshman from Cincinnati Coleraine, and he is able to pick up 3 or 4 more yards.
Pioneer defense still setting in and playing strong here. Of course, the time of possession, Malone might be on top of that right now, but as much as the Pioneers defense has been on and has along the second half, they've shut down Ohio Dominican 3 and out,
and they have,
a lot today.
It's got to be a little bit disappointing at this point with the success they've had. 2-by-2 formation. Russell drops. He looks. It looks like they're not done, a little short in, and I think that's probably David Griffin, or I mean, David Turner.
That might seal the deal here with the first down here.
2:46
here.
Yeah, well,
we got a flag here.
They could be calling holding here. So it appears it might be holding. And that'll move the ball back.
Yep. Holding on the High Dominican. That's actually
moves
clock's
it back.
Still moving. 2:43, 2:42.
So 3rd and 15 from the 49-yard line of the Pioneers.
Thank Lexi over on the camera. President Rick Phillips for having us on here tonight.
That's right.
Wonderful.
On Campus Nation, WZAA 106.9 FM, LP in Jeffersonville, Ohio.
This kid's running the ball pretty nicely here.
Yes, Caldwell, Caldwell.
What grade's he in there?
He is a freshman running back, 5'11", 210 pounds from Cincinnati Coleraine. If anybody knows about Cincinnati football, Coleraine is right there with the legendary Moeller and Cincinnati X programs. Coleraine is in that conversation with both of those programs. So, a nice display of running backs tonight
for Ohio Dominican.
I mean, Coach Cummings has got to be really excited when these guys come back if they're healthy.
You know, you got E.J. Colston, 10 for 142.
Right.
Well, I think he's 11 for 147 right now.
With his last carry. Yep. Fred Pitts has got 11 for 51. And so, you know, and then
quarterback Grant Russell even has 27 yards.
He's pitched in 27. Of course, we talked about Brandon Schoen, who's their all-time leading rusher, isn't even playing tonight. And
imagine if he was all over this field.
Exactly. Logan Needenhart kicks the ball, drives it down to the 20, bounces, takes a bounce, where Dominican is able to down it at the 5-yard line. With 2:04 to go in the fourth quarter, 20-3 in favor of the Panthers, the Pioneers have a long way to go to get it into the end zone and then hope that you can get an onside kick and just hope for a couple miracles here. Yeah. So.
Yeah, and, you know, they're trotting back on the field here, Pioneers. And you know one thing, they're keeping their starting offense on here. They're still wanting to play. They're still driving. They're still coming. And that shows a lot of promise to them. They're gonna win some ball games, I believe, this year, Bill.
Yeah, and you know, we'll recap something I found here a few minutes ago, which will maybe be the setup for our next game that'll be here in a few weeks. And I think that's John Zimmerly again.
Hey, that's that big fullback. He's a monster kid, number 42 there.
And Zimmerly just rips off about a 25-yard gain real quick. And, Zimmerly is a senior. And he had, going into this game, he had 1 carry for 1 yard and 1 touchdown.
So a lot
of ones going on there. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Pistol formation for John Iacusi. And he drops, he's in the pocket, he gets the ball off right before he gets hit.
I think he was at 10 in there. It looks like to number 19 out. He was in a 5-yard out.
Ashton Doolin again.
The other kid was in a post over here. Their inside slot looked like he was in a post route.
And, you know, Chris,
flag route.
With 1:53 to go, you can expect Dominican is going to pin their ears back, and they're going to, throw caution to the wind here because
Yeah.
They're going to try to get after Iacusi here. Iacusi drops. Here's the pressure again. Screenplay again. And it's John Zimmerly. Zimmerly just keeps on battling, and he gets a first down again, Chris.
Hey, that John Zimmerly is for real. He's a tough athlete. He's solid. He's big. I mean,
Zimmerly,
I like him.
He does not go down easily.
Oh.
Zimmerly is a redshirt senior running back out of Sterling, Ohio, which is nearby here to Norwayne. Sterling.
It's nice seeing he's getting some touches here his senior year.
Yep.
And you know he's a solid athlete. Yep. He's good.
And Ian Elsis makes the catch for about a 5-yard gain out to the 41.
I still, my eyes usually get, and it's hard because I like to watch the interior line, the Hogs battle up front.
Yep.
And it's real nice. And if you can watch and just visualize and watch the front nine.
3 to the left. Oh, no. And I think that's Cheyenne Petaway, I believe.
Yeah, it's that Petaway. Great play by Petaway.
Yeah, and and Chris, we had seen this coming a couple of other times earlier in the third and fourth periods. They jumped the out routes a couple times and nearly had them, and they just timed it up that time, and Petaway was able to come away with the ball. With 1:24 to go, I would expect maybe to see a knee, 2 knees, and we'll be out of here as Ohio Dominican will pick up their second win of the year, leading 20-3.
Thank you. If you are tuning in, great time here tonight too.
Well, Chris, thank you for coming in, and
I thank you for having me. You and Rick and Lexi here. It's always a pleasure to be around you guys. You guys are wonderful people, and I love broadcasting with you guys.
And we always have a good time. Our rides, since none of our games are close, our rides are always interesting, to say the least. So we have some fun rides, and
this will be something to talk about.
Yeah. Yeah.
But one thing that's going to be in my
head, Lexi will fall asleep during that, though.
Zach Hill, for the rest of the night, I think a big left tackle, Zach Hill for Malone. I mean, if I had to tell you,
I would agree with you. Malone. I think, we're going to give the big guys some love here. An offensive lineman for Malone tonight, Zach Hill, because of his work on screen plays and the little bubble screens out to the wide receivers where he has to get out to the corner. Zach Hill, he is a huge man, and so the sophomore from Roseville, Michigan, the 6'4", 315-pound sophomore, is the player of the game for Malone. And, offensively, it's hard to say when we look at it when we look at Ohio Dominican, but I almost got to say Grant Russell tonight lived up to his billing. He was not necessarily spectacular numbers-wise. He managed the game well. He put them in positions to be successful offensively, to do enough to win the game. So I think Grant Russell gets our player of the game for Ohio Dominican tonight.
I agree with that. Defensively wise, I mean, for Ohio Dominican, whose play do you like for Ohio Dominican?
For Dominican, you gotta say defensively, Ross Thompson blew up a lot of plays tonight.
Yes, he played well. I mean, he was always coming downhill. He made a few nice breakups.
And Cameron Moore, Cheyenne Petaway, it was being picked on, and finally at the end of the game he made him pay.
And Sean Petaway also had 8 tackles.
Right.
Had a great game. Had a big pick at the end there.
Yeah.
Almost got his head chopped off by the quarterback here.
And Petaway moved into this starting position, I believe, last week. So he's growing nicely into that. So we'll be back here in a couple weeks. We'll be here for a special Thursday night broadcast of the Campus Nation Game of the Week when they take on the Findlay Oilers. And let's recap the great Midwest Athletic Conference standings. So with the win tonight, Ohio Dominican goes to 2-0 in the conference. They are 2-3 overall. Findlay, who we do not know what the results are today, is 3-1. Hillsdale, 2-2. Kentucky Wesleyan, 1-2. Alderson Broadus, 1-3. Malone goes to 0-4. Walsh is 0-4, and Lake Erie is 0-4. So we will see Findlay University next time. The Oilers will take on Malone here in a couple weeks. And so, you guys, we're going to get another station break here, and we'll be back to wrap this up in a second, hopefully with some stats.
.9 WZAA LP, Jeffersonville.
Once again, we want to thank our underwriters and sponsors, Potluck Greenhouse, 937-382-8312, Route 73 Homes, 937-725-6213, Modern Woodman, 937-383-3400, Sevens Skilled Gaming, 740-656-5797, and Outside the Box Cafe, 740-488-7032, and of course the Final Resting Place and the Wilmington Haunted Hollow. So thank these sponsors, and please make sure when you're out there that you let them know how much you appreciate them being our underwriters and sponsors and bringing these games of the week on Campus Nation and WZAA 106.9 FM in Jeffersonville, Ohio.
So we'll get a final wrap up here in a minute, but you know, Chris, we started out the game of the week. We went up to what we thought at the time, Rick and I and Greg, when we went up there. We went to Ashland University, who has really a state of the art Division II football stadium, and then we were treated to this tonight. And so we've been in two great Division II venues, you know, and you can see when you're paying a lot of money, what you're paying, what you are for kids to go to school nowadays. When you're paying, you know, $30,000, $35,000, $40,000, and you're an athlete. And in Division II, they get partial scholarships. They very rarely get a full scholarship. You've got to consider the facilities and what you're getting along with that. And so this would be a sales point. Again, when we saw Ashland, that's a sales point. And these Division II schools here in the state of Ohio will become powers nationwide, because why wouldn't a kid want to come to these schools with the facilities they have?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Malone, they had a nice football team tonight. It was great. We actually got some final statistics for the end of the game here.
Well, let's jump into those, and we'll wrap this up. So, taking a look at the final score, it was Ohio Dominican University 20 and Malone 3. First downs, it was Ohio Dominican 18 to Malone 24. That had changed since the first half. Rushing yards, Ohio Dominican 38 carries for 240 yards for Malone, 32 carries for 100 yards. Passing-wise, Ohio Dominican was 16 of 23 with one interception for 187 yards. Malone was 31 of 51 with three interceptions for 288 yards. Total offense, Ohio Dominican had 61 plays for 427 to Malone's 83 plays, Chris, for 388 yards. That's a lot of offensive plays.
And when it comes to just single for a team, it's leader statistics, you know, E.J. Colson had 12 for 151.
Yep.
Fred Pitts, 12 for 53. Looks like on Malone's side, you had Javon Hilton.
Yep.
11 for 34. Ashton Doolin went 4 for 25. Grant Russell passing. He was 16 for 23, 187 yards, 2 touchdowns. His long was 73. John Iacusi there, 31
for 50.
For 50, 3 for 288. So it was just an overall good night. I mean, both quarterbacks did pretty decent.
Yeah.
They had a good game. Looked like Malone kind of controlled the clock the second half, I feel, right. But they just couldn't punch it in. The turnovers just really, really hurt.
Well, the time of possession flipped. Malone ended up with 33 minutes and 34 seconds to 26 minutes and 26 seconds for Ohio Dominican. Penalties, it was a pretty well played game, 2 penalties on Ohio Dominican for 15, and 5 on Malone for 44. So not a lot of stoppage because of penalties. It was pretty cleanly played. Third down conversions, Ohio Dominican was 6 of 13, and this is kind of maybe where Malone just couldn't convert a lot of times on third down. They were 5 of 15. So, a nice performance all the way around. Ashton Doolin, although Zach Hill did get we gave him the player of the game for Malone, Ashton Doolin did a nice job catching the football tonight. He ran the football a little bit. And, Ashton, you did a fine job tonight, and you were in the conversation for the player of the game. So, again, on the other side, Grant Russell, the Harlan Hill finalist from last year, 16 of 23, 187 yards, 2 touchdowns. Really didn't have to do a lot in the second half. And they worked the running game with E.J. Colson. Colson got hurt. They brought in Fred Pitts. Pitts did a fine job. And then even Manolo Caldwell, the kid out of Coleraine, comes in and has 4 carries for 19 yards in the fourth quarter. So a lot of depth for Ohio Dominican. And that really sets up well for them as they get into the drive for this conference title. Now, I'm not sure all the particulars on how the playoffs are set up for Division II. If it's that if you win your conference, you get an automatic bid. But even with the losses that Dominican had in the beginning of the season, starting out 1-3, if they win their league, they get into the playoffs and they get to play. So, I think that's how it works. So,
and they've played some pretty good football teams, and they've been close games too. Their losses, and a lot of times people's like, well, that's even a 1-3 team or another 3, but who have they played? You know what I mean? It depends, and a lot of time they get into it in a rough schedule, and I don't know how they do it, like you said, in Division II playoffs, but I'm sure Ohio Dominican's a team to look out for in their conference and working towards the playoffs.
Yeah, and, of course, if they get shown back and they've got Colson and they've got Pitts, they'll have a stable of running backs, which is going to be such an asset to the Grant Russell when he knows he's got 4 decent running backs that he can hand the ball off to. That lends to the creativity for the Dominican coaching staff down the road. And for Malone, I like what Malone does. They've got to get some more consistency. The screenplay worked time and time again. They just need to get a little surge up front, I think, to aid that running game so they can control the ball a little bit.
Yeah. So it was, man. Like I said, the Pro Football Hall of Fame. First time I've ever been here. It was amazing. It was a good journey. I like it. I like the way it looks. The renovation here is turning great. This is beautiful.
Yeah, it is. It is a fine facility. We thank the staff at Malone, especially Mike Liggett, the SID. Mike, thank you for setting this up. Of course, we'll be back here in a couple weeks, and again, it was a treat to be here tonight, and the historic Fawcett Stadium, which has now been renamed the Tom Benson Pro Football Hall of Fame Stadium. So for Rick Phillips and Chris Wisecup and Lexi playing with her phone over there,
and Bill, the real deal Razorback, the best.
Thank you for listening to the Game of the Week here on the Campus Nation and WZAA 106.9 FM LP in Jeffersonville, Ohio. Good night, everyone.
See, that's the way every week. I learn every week to keep working with people or doing it. You only get better. It's like anything, football, like basketball, like shooting a free throw. You may not be good, but if you keep shooting that free throw, you're eventually going to be pretty decent.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, we keep on. We gotta build a crew of announcers.
Yeah, just build it.
If we want to expand the package.
Yeah, and stay together. Like people can, you know what I mean? Like people go, oh,
No
I'll
truth.
be such a good basketball announcer.
Well, we'll let you do it.
You're gonna be a basketball announcer?
I'll be so good at it.
let's hear you.
Why don't you do it?
Sam dribble.
Do you want to be
across the lane.
color or play by play though?
And would you rather do men's or women's?
Men's.
I figured.
my unwise to open up your eyes to love. Come to me whenever you're.
Well, they are hot. That's why they're sweating. That was so bad.
I just want to smell their sweat and their stinky body odor all over me. Love it long time.
Does that just make it more slippery?
Guys, let me enter my passwords in here.
This is Lexi on WZA 106.9. These sweaty sub-bitches are good looking at him now. Woo.
By the way, number 19.
Is Daddy?
He's listening. My phone number is.
Yeah, my phone
I'll be
number.
in you later.
Dude, I'll be. It was Zach Smith, wasn't it?
What was that one name?
Zach,
Bush.
what was the one? 77.